Twitch multi-stream. Yeah, we'll just play a bunch of random shit today. All right. I'm not going to restart the stream, but we are going to go blue and try to pick a game. I got to make sure it's all working, though. How intrusive do I want the ads on YouTube? It's YouTube, guys. Remember, I'm trying to convince my viewers to come to Twitch. All right? So I figure we'll turn off slow mode. We'll give the haters full reign today over there. Because, you know, they've been neglected. I have neglected my haters. Plus, they have not had a good restream, and they're afraid to use Twitch because Twitch won't let them make alt accounts. It's actually kind of fucking pathetic. It's like, we can't use alt accounts on Twitch because it knows it's us. Yeah, and now we know it's you regardless because of that. So anyway, hello everybody if you're watching this on YouTube. Rule of thumb today over on the YouTube, I'm not really going to moderate the chats, although I might read from them on occasion. Don't do nothing royally stupid is all I ask. I will moderate the YouTube side of things if I feel it's necessary. D-chat, you're just focused on the Twitch side for you, okay? I got this shit. We're going to be playing video games today. No set video game. Good chance it'll just be a lot of Black Flag Resynced. I am bringing all of the stuff from the Twitch that I have not... Well, I've already ported it. I just haven't made scheduled posts of it or anything like that yet. Those will premiere. 8 a.m. is when we premiere videos. It's typically our thing. I was doing Halo. I kind of got sidetracked with the amazing, beautiful experience that's been Black Flag Resynced. So, obviously, that's far more important. If there's Twitch sides of the chats, I will get to you guys in just a moment. I'm back and forth this shit. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? I could actually do it this way. I could pop it out and then hover it over the Twitch side by making it a separate... I can actually split view it, and then I think you could do it this way. No, it doesn't appear to be. I can move this over? No way, I can do that. Although, it looks royally stupid. Can I fine-tune the sizing? Can I scroll through or whatever? Oh, I can! Oh wait, not really, actually. Just when you think you have full control, right? And then we'll pull the Twitch over so you can see a little more of that. Actually, no, the Twitch is going to be on the replay screen, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, I will get to the Halo campaign at some point, but tomorrow we'll be doing Campaign Evolved for both YouTube and Twitch. Our Playing Games Day 1 starts fucking tomorrow. I'm only about a week late from this game, but it's been awesome so far. I will give a review or do a very fancy skit-filled review video later. I'm not ripping off Angry Joe Show. I just think Donovan and Fred Willis need to do fucking something. And we need to do something with the green screen and whiteboard that we have. For everybody who does not know, on the YouTube side of things, I have found permanent housing. It just doesn't play out till about the 1st. All depends on if some fucking idiot does their job. Hello, am I still banned? I don't know why you would have been banned in the first place. What the fuck is your name? I have my arm at a 45-degree angle. I'm just saying, not really sure how else to respond to your name with. Anyway, I got this shit, guys. The YouTube is me. D-Chat's got the Twitch side. Hexus says on Twitch, what up, bro? Actually decent on time today, finally. John, do you always have simulcast over your YouTube? We're starting multi-streaming today. I was hesitant on this. I thought I'd just start some other time, like when I settled into my place officially. We're just going to start today. Make some ad revenue on YouTube, I guess. And Twitch, we're now... Oh, yeah, by the way, all the people on Twitch, as well as on YouTube, we are affiliate now. Take that, fucking haters. So anyway, that's always fun. But yeah, we're gonna, on the 1st, my general plan is, no matter what's going on, I have to replace my PlayStation controller, I have to replace my Xbox controller. I mean, I don't have to replace the Xbox controller, it's a simple fix. I have a, hold on, I'm not gonna sit here and try to toy with this all day at the same time. I have a party chat on, and the overlay is so that I can see myself talking. We've been having mic issues. If it does go out, I'm really, really, really sorry. I might unban people on YouTube just for shits and giggles, but don't force me. Don't keep asking. I might. Just because you guys flooding my chats with insults is still growth. And I think we're untouchable at this point. But anyway, we'll get into the details of me being untouchable later. So, let's see. Yeah, the goal is on the 1st, I gotta replace the PlayStation controller because that bug that they had, the update they had that glitched it out, it fried my controller. I'm gonna buy a new one. When we do that, we're gonna be playing, let's see. We're gonna be playing First Light 007. We're just gonna finish that and knock it out of the park. Tomorrow we're doing Halo Campaign Evolved, because why not? It's on Game Pass anyway too, by the way, just so y'all know. And then until then, we're going to play Black Flag Resynced and whatever else I feel like I want to play. Sad, oh my god, what the fuck, says, affiliate doesn't work for bot subs, man. Good, that's actually perfect. We don't have that problem. So anyway, what else? Is there anything else? Oh yeah. So when the 1st rolls around, there's one of two things are going to happen. Either it's going to be delayed and someone's going to get into a shit ton of trouble with the U.S. military. It's okay. Bye-bye, Kiwi Farms, by the way. Talk to you guys later. Yeah, what's happening to them is actually my doing, but it's whatever. We'll talk about it some other time. What was I going to say? I'm either going to have to wait a little bit longer because somebody's going to get a foot up their ass because they can't legally fuck it up beyond that point, or I'll be officially settling in to my new place. I'm never, and I've said this before, I will never be paying rent ever again. And I mean that. I hope Namcap finds us here. I hope so too. I haven't seen him. I also want Kerfuffle too, says D-Chat. Hopefully they all come back. I mean, at this point, they'd be welcome back with open arms. It's never changed. Negi, it's debatable. Some people are against it, but I mean, he was an idiot. I don't think he was malicious. But anyway, but if that happens, I will be likely out of the picture for a few days, just relaxing, hanging out with homies, enjoying the 420, and my birthday is August 2nd. There's a chance I will stream, probably an hour and a half, or I might go nuts. I doubt it. I have people nowadays in my life, and it's been a nice change of pace. It's funny what happens when Mark Snoop eats shit and goes into the pavement, right? I might stream, but there's a good chance I won't. Because it's my 39th birthday, I'm too fucking old for this shit. I'm going to be quitting YouTube and Twitch and all social media after that. And I'm going to disappear into the sunset. I'm going to find a hot bitch and settle down. Obviously, I'm fucking kidding. I am goddamn joking. But I do want to hang out with my homies that day. And we've gone a great distance, great length of distance with these people. I figure we'll all enjoy a pretty good day. Anyway, D-Chess is not particularly fond of Travis being here. Empress can come here once they get their life in order. It's weird. You don't like Travis. I can't stand Empress. I mean, to be fair, I cannot stand that guy. But anyway, let's see. Can we have a troll review of Mark? Oh my god. I would love to read his name, but because we're on Twitch, it might go along the lines of we can't read that information. I actually had an idea, and I figured we'd just start the multi-stream so I could tell everybody about my idea. I've been watching documentaries and videos on Netflix and YouTube. There's a lot of great YouTube documentaries, and I thought to myself, you know, it'd be a really cool idea in regards to Mark's the Noob, right? What if I took all the videos I have, and I have thousands of screenshots, thousands of videos, hundreds, if not thousands, of audio confessions and old live streams and panels with that idiot. He said way too much incriminating shit, by the way. I could make one hell of a documentary. Or even a documentary series. I'm not going to sit here and give you guys an 8-hour video. I would break it up, if anything. But, because now there's this thing on YouTube called shows. You call it Mark's the Noob, the internet's worst pedophile. A true story. And just, you know, learn how these documentaries do their shit, present it the similar way, and then you guys all have all the dirt you could ever want in a way that's appealing to watch finally. I think, honestly, how do you rate your experience? I really wanted to curb stomp him, but unfortunately, A, he's across state lines in a place where I cannot get to him on my current budget, but also, I hear he's going to jail. I also hear he's going right now through a court thing where he's getting a plea deal for harassing people. Nobody wants that. Well, that's good. Saves me the hassle. Just upload it all to Kiwi Farm. No, they banned me. They don't want me showing it because I make them look bad. If you're going to A-log me, do it properly, right? I showed all the things they didn't want the world to see, and they did not want me posting that stuff either. So, fuck the farms, honestly. You have an account, yeah, but I'm not allowed to use it. They took away all my privileges because I made NWB, you know, Mark's best friend, N-word boy. I made him look bad. He cried to Mr. Moon and said, you have to put him in his own thing, but don't let him post anything. N-word boy is a fucking pussy. All that guy does is talk shit, act like he's better than everybody. He's a hardcore grifter with nothing to offer, and he knew about what Marks was doing since 2023. He saw it. I have full chat logs I still have to leak, and I'm sorry I've been really late on that. I have not had my laptop at my disposal until just yesterday. Marks is a snitch too. Fucking, it just corroborates my story though, doesn't it? We have chats with NWB since 2023 because he was on Discord at one point messaging us about how I need you to leave the internet. I need you to go, and we can't have you here. You're causing problems. I'm like, I'm not here to be your friend, NWB. I don't want that pedo on the internet no more. He knew about everything, and he dismissed it openly. Then it became a public thing where he started threatening minors, which is weird when he'd had an issue. I mean, I talked shit to Raven. I was like, you know, Raven, if you're going to sit here and lie about your age, pretend you're an adult when you're not, then tell everybody this just because you want attention, get the fuck off the internet before people get pissed off. It's weird. When he does it, it's completely okay. Probably because Raven was a piece of shit and JCap was just trying to warn people too. But yeah, I'm not allowed to post on the farms. I hate the farms anyway, so it's fine. No, that was me actually. Which part? Anyway, I've actually tried raising awareness on this shit. All I care about is that when Mark's finally fucked up to a point where nobody could actually ignore it anymore, they got him. And that's good enough for me. At least something was finally done. The fact that he's trying to get a plea deal for harassment, which is the entirety of the only thing he knows how to do. See, Don Johnson says, good to see you back, John. It's been a minute. I'm really sorry I'm late. I was going through a multitude of different things. I had been packing my stuff, preparing for... I'm about to get my own place. And it's a place where I won't have to rent anymore. Ownership is the closest way that you could explain it. And I will never have to rent from anyone ever again. I will be set. Moving you to Spurgatory. That was you who did that? Well, yeah, but I still can't make any posts of any actual anything. Also, it's called Spurgatory. No one's going to listen to me in there. I wanted to post it in the ranked material thread or the TiBBzTV thread. That's where it'd be the most relevant. And for some reason, the asshats in charge did not want me to do that. If you're going to post about Mark's name, you got to post it in the ranked material thread. Look, I hate Kiwi Farms. They're a bunch of right-wing assholes who do not do anything for society but roleplay or LARP as white knights when they're secretly all pieces of shit. Nothing new. I'm not going to complain about that beyond that point, but if you're going to do it, you got to do it the right way. If Mark Sanoob is ranked material, they are heavily tied together, and I've read the thread. By the way, whoever did that dirty to Mazetic, I love what I saw with Mazetic. Actually, it turns out he's not far from where I was at not too long ago. I can visit him anytime I want, it turns out. But, and someone should tell Daniel I did, in fact, say hi. But anyway... are you renting to own an outhouse? No. I'm gonna own it's a full-on actual house, and I'm not renting. I'm owning. But anyway, but yeah, being what Mark's dude is, he would be in the ranked material thread. There's also Kiwi tubers, I guess, but that seems to have changed stance on a lot of things. Now it's like focused on Gideon, I guess, for some reason. And so I figure if you're gonna be able to post it where the information would be the most usable, where it's the most valued, where people would want to see it. And the trolls are back. I don't see the trolls being back. It's just one guy talking to me about something. But anyway, but if I can't post in the Rain Patrol thread or in my own, because this heavily did have, I only became a part of this entire culture. I don't want to call it a community. That would be stupid. But I only became part of this entire situation attention by the forums, whatever, because of Marks the Noob. So at that point, I mean, you would want to have the posted where it's relevant. You can't just post it anywhere, because then it's... I notice Kiwi Farms like to bitch about that. Like, that's the majority of what they do all day, is bitch about what they, you know, are upset about. Well, if we're going to bitch about it, put it where it's relevant, where people can actually use it and where they can actually find it, because that's where it's meant to be. And since I don't have any permissions, and I can show you that, by the way, not right now, I'm streaming from the Xbox, then there's no point. Let's see. If someone could convince... Well, you say you put me in Spurgatory. Give me back permissions, and I'll post all the shit right to the rank material thread. I mean, I may hate the farms, but one thing I love more is letting Marks get what he deserves. So, like, at that point, it should be a win-win, right? Let's see, that part. Are you renting? Or done. Let's see, is that why you're in there? Let's see, you have one purpose now. Upload the file, since there's nothing else for you to do for a reason. Making a documentary will be a waste of time, like all your other endeavors. See, right there, you say you want me to upload it. I mean this with all due respect, because it sounds like our mission, or whatever you want to call it, is the same. Bitch, it's here on YouTube and all over my Rumble. Follow my Rumble. Don't follow my Rumble. Just go there and get the stuff you want. You have my permission to take it and use it. And I am nowhere near done. Now I got my laptop back. I got all my shit. I'm going to start uploading it in fucking droves, okay? Rumble.com/TiBBzTV. There's also my YouTube, which you're already on my YouTube. There's only this one right now. There is alts for the YouTube, but we don't use them anymore, I've noticed. And then, you know, go nuts. If you want something in particular, I can go in. If you are looking for a certain kind of evidence, I can see what I have and have it up in a day. In the meantime, you're just going to have to give me time, because there's so fucking much. What I'm trying to do is organize it into Google Drive folders, and then make copies of the folders so that no one can get rid of them, I've noticed. Because if you lose the copy, no one cares. If you lose the original, it's a big deal. And then I might completely release it to the public. You're backtracking. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not backtracking. I'll tell you what you wanted to know. You wanted to be the next Blind Billy. That's why you're here. What? When the fuck was that a thing? And the broken hard drive? What broken hard drive? You do realize that's fixed now, right? We can start uploading that. We just have a lot of shit to sift through. Bro, you're a waste of time. Anyway, Spurgatory, seriously, I don't know how something so clever sounding on paper comes off so cringe. Well, that's because right-wingers don't have any actual creativity. Blind Billy testified against the Goblin. That is what he means there. So did I. I'm the one who got him to confess to what he was. And then everybody's like, thank you, thank you. And then Marks the Noob told NWB, no, you should keep going at him. And then you bitches decided to keep going. I gave you the one thing you've never had, because NWB sucks. And William G.H. could never do it. And Music Because Marty was never able to, even after death. I did it. And then you guys listened to the pedo you hate so much. Congratulations on that. Just upload it all. Your name is Sad Hitler 888. First of all. Cry about it, bitch. Second of all, you're already admitting you're a part of a hate forum of stupid, ignorant people who can... By the way, you can't do it yourself. Every shred of evidence that's come out has come from me. Except for the chaff and shit. That was a completely different community caught on that shit. But, you know, all the fucked up shit, Cinema's face, you'll get it. You'll get it at my leisure, okay? You're an idiot. Why would you listen to Marx? He obviously threw you into the wolves, idiot. What are you talking about? Double idiot. Okay. I think Sad Hitler may be stupid. He said, Sad Hitler says, you're an idiot. Why would you listen to Marx? He obviously threw you to the wolves, idiot. At what part was I listening to Marx? See, another thing I can't stand about you right-wing morons is you don't listen to what I'm saying at all. I said NWB listened to Marx. He took Marx's order and came after me after I made Cyrus confess. You people suck at it. It's actually factually untrue. Do explain when it's on fucking video. You're not responsible. Code. Yeah, but I talked to him. I'm sure I could pull up the Reddit chats even still. That's the funny part about that. I never said I was responsible code. I said I talked to the guy. We have screenshots of that conversation, too. And he did ask for all the videos and shit. He had some very interesting words about that, too. By the way, where's responsible code nowadays? Anyway, let's see. Yawn, yeah. I'm kind of noting that, too. See, they don't want me to be the guy, but I am the guy. Because I gotta ask, where do you think responsible code got the videos? Why are they on my channel years? Oh yeah, Elias's channel goes back even further, I've noticed. They have been on these channels for years before you guys did anything. On my channels. Before you guys ever did anything with it. And you only did something, so what? I rest my case. If you're gonna sit there and dismiss a pedophile, guess what that makes you? You see the problem there? Okay, so how does that mean you DOX'd Mark's, idiot? I never said I DOX'd Mark's. What the fuck are you... What? I'm very confused on what this guy in the YouTube chat's going on about. Like, you keep calling me names, but you keep also throwing things out that I never... You're, like, acting like I said something that I didn't. And it's fine. I like watching people make themselves look foolish. It's, like, the one thing you guys are good at. But, like, I gotta ask, like... When did I ever take credit for that? Tibbs, none of your evidence has amounted to anything after all this time. Really? Are you sure? Because last I checked, they're like, oh, yeah, so it turns out he was a pedo. Where did that come from? Because you guys never had that opinion originally. You thought he was your best friends. Also, please note, you took his word for it and came at me and created a thread about me. And when I went to that thread to show the part that you guys did not want the world to see, you blocked me from that thread. You've even admitted it yourself in this chat. You're confused because your IQ is room temperature. The room temperature is like 112 right now. It's higher than yours, clearly. But also, I'm not confused. I know what I'm doing. Give me 1 second. Let's see. So I'm confused. So you're trying to gaslight me now then, I take it. Why are you trying to gaslight me, sad Hitler? I'm not confused. I'm very self-aware of what's going on. Hexus says he might have us blocked so we can't see him. I'm over like, what's even going on? I would say... Instead of being top chat, maybe you should be on all live chat, like, or all messages. That could be the issue. Let's see. Sad says you and Cyrax are both PEDOs. That's why Marks put you together on panel. Okay, so there's two problems with your statement, Mr. Sad. I'm gonna call you Sad because calling you Hitler is... You right-wingers don't know shit about Nazis, clearly. First of all, Marks was never responsible for putting anyone on panel. Especially not me and Cyrax. Me and Cyrax did that on our own. And the reason why I was on panel with Cyrax is because I asked him questions that you guys chose to attack me instead of answering. If you're going to have this entire organization targeting some guy, regardless of why, then there should be... If you're going to do it on YouTube, people are going to ask questions, you know? So I wanted to know what the story was. I went to N-Word Boy, Scarecrow 31486... and countless others, and instead of getting a straight answer, I got a bunch of bullshit instead. So, I love how the YouTube chat is just banging right now with trolls. But anyway, so, you know, I wanted to know what was going on, and you guys said, if because you're talking to him, that makes you a predator, which is something you guys do on a daily basis. You guys also have a bunch of people in your groups that defend actions with a 16-year-old, so you can't make up your fucking mind, I've noticed. But then again, no wonder you guys vote for Trump. Am I right? So, as for Marks putting me and Cyrax on a panel, that's not true. That never happened. That has never happened even once. In fact, there was a long period of time where Cyrix wouldn't go on panels simply because I wouldn't let him. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's what they do. They always call someone a PDF just because that's the only thing they have left. Let's see. Melissa retracted a message. Must not have been that important. Let's see. You're a freak too. D-Chat says sad. How so? Let's see. You covered up your own mother's mutter. Mother's mutter. It's not. If you're gonna insult people or accuse people, learn how to spell. I know you're a right winger. You guys are usually rich. You should be able to afford a proper education. Let's see, D-Chat says also gaslighting just describes a means of making someone ignore their own observations. It's a means of creating cognitive dissonance. I would assume so. I think Sad is trying to convince us of things that are not true because he wants to believe that people in the chat, people who might see this, might give a shit. I'm willing to argue and debate it because it's a lot more fun than sitting here playing video games all day long. I could play the video games, or I can make trolls look stupid with their own argument. I have no issue with that. Politics is a very fun thing right now because we get to make people look stupid with their own arguments. If you're going to sit here and try to lie to us, that's fine. Except the thing, Sad Hitler, is A, your name is Sad Hitler. We already know you're a fucking wannabe as it is, okay? Second of all this was on video, and it's still on the internet, easily accessible via my Odyssey, my Rumble, my YouTube, at this point my Twitch, and many other places. There's also troll channels that have these streams up that are unedited, by the way, and these videos there show it too as well. The troll's own video shows this. I mean, they'll do the little snippets of out of context clips, but when you have the entire stream, it paints a completely different picture. I've noticed that. So, if you're gonna sit here and try to accuse D-Chat of being a freak, you gotta explain that shit. Because last I checked, MAGA will sit here and demonize people. Let's see. Melissa says, thanks for the... Oh, this is what she wrote earlier, because I recognize the pattern of text. Thanks for the cry stream on the 25th. Much appreciated, NWB. NWB is going around under an account that says Melissa39 Hey. So NWB is a woman now. I knew it. I knew he liked to wear dresses. It's okay, I don't judge. I just find that fascinating. D-Check, can you screenshot that? He doesn't define the term freak really either. I don't really think he knows what a freak is. I think he's just trying to blatantly insult people. Remember that right-wingers don't have anything to bring to the table except arguing, demanding that everybody else is a liar except them, desperate to control information, and, you know, being a little bitch. Fuck Trump. Honestly. Fuck you guys too. I don't know why they think they're going to intimidate. I don't know what their goal is anymore. Because every time trolls show up in my chats, they look stupid. I'm sorry that we can't put it on screen, by the way. We're on Twitch. Twitch does not allow... Actually, it's not on screen at all. I am going to read comments, and I will often tell you who I'm reading comments from. But because of what happened with that insane Trump-supporting wacko who likes to target women, his name was Deus03, a.k.a. Michael. He basically dropped sensitive information in the chat, and because it was on screen too, I got in trouble for it. I can sit here and talk shit the entire time, I've noticed, within reason. Obviously, everything I've said has been within reason, note, okay? But this issue is I can't have a chat on screen, not really, because of that. Also, I mean, come on, you get the gameplay. Actually, hold on. Do we have like a map we could look at or something? We are going to be playing some games throughout all this, by the way. He doesn't define the term freak really either. Freak, someone who's autistic and comes from a difficult home circumstance. I've noticed that the right-wing assholes are extremely scared of us autistic people. Please understand something hilarious. I am autistic and have Asperger's. I have endured worse abuse than any human being ever should have to by these people. Troll communities will never admit that I was right because that goes against their entire ideology, especially when I'm over here waving the blue flag. Look, I'm not really a Democrat or a left-winger. I'm a anarchist, which is the farthest left you can go. Because fuck the government, you're being ripped off, you're being screwed over, and why the fuck are people paying taxes, I will never understand. But anyway, okay? I am public enemy #1 to these people. To admit that an autistic man has ever beaten them is against their entire way of life because they're in a cult. They cannot admit that they've lost. But how do you know they've lost? How many people have they lost? Just count the names. Marks the Noob, It's Cinemas, WTRD Radio, WTRD's entire community. This includes Cat Slander, M4 Snow, and many, many others. You also have Croag and his entire community. You also have many other people beyond that, like Tony Work and Chat Gaming. And recently, HS That's O, because he's been hiding. Even Frog Journalism's like, oh, the restreams will come back eventually. No, they won't. I'm saying doing it fucking now, but you guys won't for a reason, because that bitch is gone. But anyway, they're all gone, but I'm still here. I'm just one guy. You can't beat one fucking guy? Imagine being imagine being defeated by an autistic man. That is humiliating for these people, because their whole goal is to push me around. That didn't work, I've noticed. I'm still here. So Melissa, NWB, right? His cross-dressing account, I've noticed. He says, did you like the Mr. Interesting video about you on YouTube? It's the same shit it's always been. The same general crap that you guys have covered a billion times that nobody really cares about except troll communities. I still don't see Alex Rosen agreeing with you. I still don't see Gideon agree. Oh wait, you guys have turned on Gideon. That's fucking hilarious, by the way. The guy who did more to catch predators than you, NWB, ever did. Why are you... NWB, why is your account called Melissa now? Why do you have an alt account where you pretend to be a woman? Like, you're anti-GAY, so... why are you chasing summer sausage? You know what I mean? The fuck? You and Deus have things that you guys should get together. You know what I mean? It's just like... I'm rooting for you guys. If you guys get married, let me know. I'll support it. I'm not going to be your best man or no shit like that, but like... because, you know, the history's kind of fucked up. And Namcap, what's up, bro? If D-Chat and TiBBz are considered freaks, then their trolls are normal. I'd rather be a freak. Yes, I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think us being freaks is... what are we freaks of? I have 75 alters, I guess, and there's me for 76. D-Chat has been through a lot, but, I mean, he's a good assistant, I guess. He's the guy in the chair, much like... you ever seen Batman? There was the person in the chair. That's D-Chat. I think it's badass, personally. I don't know what we can really say about Hexus. He's been through a lot of bullshit, too. Namcap is a certain spelling style, I guess. I also welcome. Please come to Twitch. Oh, yeah, Namcap, if you want, we're on Twitch. That's where our chats are primarily valued. D-Chat says on the Twitch side of things, was hoping something productive would come from this, but I don't know. Just sounds like more baiting. Well, right now, talking shit is a great way to grow views. Autism and Asperger's is not freaky. It's a strength. It is strength in neurodivergence. Let's see. Sad Hitler says freaks of nature. Oh yeah? Is that why I'm pulling bitches and you're in here crying to me about things you clearly don't know anything about because you're delusional? Imagine the freak of nature has a better memory than you, and I'm the one who got Cyrax to confess. That's my voice in that video, not you. Also, you said earlier in the same live chat that you're the one who had me put in purgatory because you did not want people... you agreed with NWB and Josh Moon that no one should see what I have to say in the other forums. So you're also censoring what I have to say because it'll make all your buddies look bad. Your buddies are all pedos, bro. That's why they dismissed what Marks did until it was too late. Let's see. LOL, as long as you are crying online, then you are not winning. But isn't the goal to get rid of me? Also, NWB, you are sitting there and your community is asking you, where did the plan go to get Cyrax off the internet? You failed at that. They're actually questioning everything about you now. There are people that actually call you a lying grifter. Also, I'm not crying. I think, if anything, I have an ego complex about all this. But, like, also, I don't think you know how to read emotions, Melissa. Why Melissa? Why NWB? Knowing your history, why are you calling yourself Melissa? You did sign off the name. I'm having to assume you're not lying, right? It's like the one thing they know how to do is lie. Let's see. I'm winning. I'm going to read Melissa /N-word boy's comment. LOL, as long as you're crying online, then you're not winning. I'm winning because I took all the things that you were crying about. What did you take? This is news to me. I didn't know he took anything. I didn't realize I lost anything. It's kind of weird. NWB, explain to us why you made a deal with JCap when he was 17. Why did that deal involve threatening his family? And why is there time I ask about you get really quiet and disappear? You know what I mean? Namcap, what's up? Wait, was he here? Let's see. Is that Namcap? Just let me know. Just let me know that's Namcap. Namcap, if that is you, go to the YouTube side and let me know. That way we can confirm. That's how we do it. Oh God, I just closed the Twitch app. I fucked up in life. Really bad. NWB, why do you get really quiet when we ask you about the JCap thing? Like, why is that the one thing that makes you shut the fuck up? Why is that the one thing in WV? Because you were commenting every other moment, and now it's just quiet as the grave. You're winning, but that's the one thing you won't talk about. What did you do to that boy? And why don't you want to talk about it? So why isn't your stream from the 25th up on your channel? NDB, we're not going to change the topic now. That's a fucking legendary deflection. But what did you do to JCap when he was 17? Why did you threaten his family? And why is it when I ask you about it, you suddenly have nothing to say, you don't want to talk about that, I've noticed. Okay, cool. Alright. Everybody, just so y'all know, Namcap has joined the Twitch. We are now a complete army. We gotta get a couple more people, I think, actually, but we're pretty damn close. NWB, what did you do to that little boy? And why is it when I talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, you change the subject? Bitch, you don't get to change the subject. You're a predator, NWB. That's why Marks was your buddy for as long as he was. You only churned on him because he was a safe face. That was it. And now you call yourself Melissa, which is questionable. What was the video from the 25th, by the way? I don't remember. It depends on if it was unfriendly for YouTube or not. What is it? 14 viewers on Twitch! Guys, it turns out it does work. People like this far more. So NWB, we're if you're watching this on Twitch, we are reading from our YouTube chat. We are multi-streaming, and I'm reading a Predator's comments because he thinks we're not going to notice. What did you do to JCap, NWB? Also, about that, why were you friends with Marks for so long, knowing what he was doing, but then, like, you know, you just didn't want to say anything until after it was a point where you couldn't ignore it anymore? You guys only turned on him because it was protect yourselves. I get that. And you guys didn't give a fuck about Mr. Chaffin either, though, clearly. But the JCap thing. Why aren't you commenting in my chat anymore, bro? Let's see. Stream Element says, wombats poop cubes, so it never rolls away from them, PogChamp. Huh. Melissa says, why do you have NWB blocked? Well, you say you're NWB, so it doesn't really matter now. So why are you changing the subject yet again, but you don't want to answer that question? Tell you what, we're going to just wait. We're going to only respond with that question until they finally answer the question. Because N-word boy, a 40-something-year-old man from Europe who's a notorious drunk, who's a part of a troll community known as the Cyrax Trolls, has been threatening minors behind the scenes. We have proof of it because he did it on YouTube in the Minders channel. But when we ask him about it, because it was a couple of years ago, he thinks if he ignores it, no one's going to actually ask. NWB, you've already identified yourself as Melissa, which is weird because you're a man and a right-wing asshole. I never took you for a crossdresser. That's not judging. I just, wow, you know. I got finally caught alive. Dude, I got some messages. Are you at war with some people or something? I like to call out trolls and make them look stupid, and we got a predator over on my YouTube side of things named NWB. So, more or less, yeah. But we're also going to play this game at the same time. So, NWB, or N-word boy, I guess, right? Answer that question, and then we'll proceed forward. Now, I think what I'm going to do on the Twitch side of things is expand the chat so I can see more of it. Because I'm realizing the way I have it set up is not big enough. Let's see. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to do this, and I think if we do Alt, I got my OBS finally running, and ooh, here we go. Yeah, if you're coming from the YouTube, just let me know that's your account. That way I know who's who. But I didn't say I am NWB. I just forwarded a message. Sure you did. Sure you did. Ask him why he... Because if you forward a message, that means he's willing to, communicate via you. So go ask NWB why he did that to a minor. And then when you do come back here, we'll play that card. And then I'll respond to the rest of your stupid fucking questions. So anyway, I don't got time for bitches. Plus, if you're gonna waste my time with obvious troll attempts, come on, tell us what we want to hear, which is why you guys are scum. Anyway, let's see. I think in the meantime, while we're waiting for dipshit to get their shit together, I think what we could do is maybe get this convoy. Oh, it's a burning ship.
The wind is shifting, Captain.
If you sit on the burning ship, you actually get a wait. How long is the burning ship available for? 2 minutes.
More sail! We need
Maybe
to
if you unban him, then he'll talk. No. We're not gonna pull that card. I'll unban people when you guys have earned it. Someone sent me a super chat of $100, and I'll unban everybody. Because remember, people did some stupid shit. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to sit on ships. I don't know where the seats are. You know what I mean? Someone sent me a super chat on YouTube for $100. I'll unban everybody one time. Don't fuck it up, though. No, that's what we do. These people are malicious. They want to get unbanned as an entirety. $100. That makes it worth it. Because they'd have to contribute to me. You see how that works? I know they don't want to help me exist. The prompt is expired. Well, I tried. What is this? Ah, yes. That is very true. My birthday's coming up and me and my homies are making plans. Alright, let's see. What are we doing? Where in the nuggets? You guys know what nuggets are? Basically, it's like this thing made of chicken. They're delicious. Alright. What I wouldn't do for some nuggies. You know what? I have a sadistic idea. On the YouTube side of things, I want to push people to the Twitch. I want people to use the Twitch more than the YouTube. And I've noticed the Twitch is getting viewers. Perfect. Love this. I'll read comments if they're absolutely hilarious enough, because some of these trolls cannot help but incriminate themselves. But I'm going to start doing priority reply, okay? If you super chat $1 or more, I'll read your comments. Unless they're just obviously hilarious enough. Let me see here. I gotta look up how to sit down on a burning ship, because I want that achievement. I really, really want that achievement. All right. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Resynced, how to sit down on burning ships. I don't know why I'm asking Google. It's just gonna lie to me anyway. The meat slurry in the breadcrumbs similar to hot dogs. What? We kind of already have by you mooching off the government, and bitch, that doesn't count. First of all, you guys mooch off the government. Who pays for your mental illness bills? You know what I mean? Let's see. Refusing to work. Oh, hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. This is a legendary comment. I did say I'd read those ones. So Melissa, the errand boy for the pedophile, says, well, we kind of already have by you mooching off the government and refusing to work. Tubby, we have given you more than $100. No, you didn't. First of all, I had a job. You guys targeted my job. That video's already up. I like how D-Chat even calls them out on it, because a lot of people know they're full of shit on that. And when you target my job after spewing that kind of bullshit, no, you kind of owe me for taking my job in the first place. So now it's going to be $110. I'm going to wait for my $110 super chat. And if it keeps going, I'll add... So, you know what? What am I doing? What am I doing? Come on, guys. We have not been on YouTube in a minute. Let's add sub-only mode of 10 minutes. Or no, wait. We'll start small. We'll do 400 years. I'm kidding, obviously. Let's do customization, sub-only mode. We'll do 1 minute. No. We'll do any duration. And we'll add... The more they make stupid comments, the more we'll add. At least we can get some money out of it. I heard that NWB was some hillbilly from Oklahoma. I would be so happy to hear that because I would go visit him. Him, I would owe a visit to talk and hug it out and remind him that he's not as tough as he thinks. I'm sorry, guys. He's a predator. He's probably not going to have a good time. But anyway, I mean, Mark Sanu was different. That guy was like, oh, he's already getting in trouble with the law. I'm not going to go and walk through police to deal with that guy. So, to sit down on a burning ship and unlock the last to leave achievement in Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, you must find a rare, randomly spawned burning ship. Yeah, we already got that. Spot the event. The RNG factor, only about 5 to 10% of these rare burning ship spawns actually if you're intact, usable chair on the deck. Only 5 to 10%. Fast shell repeatedly to the Black Trench shipwreck near Castillo. Sail close to the vessel, jump to the deck, and mind any active countdown timers so you do not sink with the ship. Approach the visible chair on the deck and press your interaction button to sit down and trigger the trophy instantly. What? Still alive. What the fuck? Am I still alive? Yeah, I am. We're being gaslit. I'm being gaslit by a MILF, guys. No, she is hot. I'm not going to tell you who, and I'm not going to tell her I think that. But there is a woman that I talk to in my life who I think is beautiful as sin. And sometimes I would love to tell her that. But, like, I have terrible insecurity issues. Let's see. Streams are good on my end. Yeah, I checked. They're definitely doing good. Alright. So, let's see. Hex's streams are good on my end. Perfect, perfect, perfect. What is this? I'm gonna say both. She says she can't see it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, there's another person telling me too. Holy shit. Well, that one's more so wondering if I'm live at all. I guess they're all talking. I don't know. I am walking on sunshine. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry about the ads, guys. Sometimes it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, maybe I'll do it a different way. Oh, there we go. Found it? Okay, cool. That's one person found it. Let me send it to the other person. Where's my phone just never want to work? Anyway. Worry about that later, I guess. Alright, guys, let's do this. So we have to go find the...
Let's save some for later.
Pull in, pull in.
Captain's got the speed.
I'm not sure what the timer is on this. There's a minute left. Please tell me there's a chair. Please, I don't care about any of this. Where's the chair at? Where's the chair? Is there a chair? There's not. No chair, no chair. Let's go. Oh. Oh. That killed me? Oh, Jesus Christ. It exploded. Hot diggity damn. Nothing, Melissa? Nothing more to say? Nothing at all? I guess they didn't want to get unbanned that bad. Oh well. I tried, guys. I tried. can never make the haters happy. Remember that. So, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So don't give them the inch. Give them an ultimatum they're not happy with, then watch them fucking cry about it. Okay. Where would the seat even be? Like, I know I'm not missing. I'm not blind, right? We gotta get off this ship before that happens. I don't see a chair anywhere, man. I don't see a chair. It's probably one of the 5-10% that doesn't fucking have one. Stupid. Stupid. Alright, let's see. What are we doing here? You need to something one on a chair. Could you just sit on anything? I don't think so. It says it has to be a chair specifically. Let's see. Even on the steps? No. It says it has to be a chair. There's an interactable chair somewhere. And only 5-10% of them will have it. They spawn randomly. But if you do, you get an achievement, so. God, my stomach is craving. You know what, guys? I'm gonna grab something to eat. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. And while I'm gone, if all my haters over on YouTube want to be unbanned, $150. That's all I'm asking. Because, you know, you want me to get a job? My job is ask you to pay me money to unban you. Think about it. It works. Alright, guys, I'll be right back. Just wanted to rub that in. By the way, Twitch for the win, obviously, right? Alright, I'm back. Let's see.
Up the shrouds, lads! We sail!
You notice the trolls are gone? They shut up after I asked that JCap comment. Someone should write that down somewhere in our notes. If you want to chase off trolls, just ask them about JCap. And they run away. Every time. Hey, you what's up? Our steak and potatoes.
Haul down! That's luck, too!
You hear the news? Get those bars free! Let's see that dock! Hold your tongues! Batten down the hatches!
And steak and potatoes. Delicious.
The wind has us!
Furl them all!
Hit that
Give me more
cannon.
sail!
Unfurl aloft! Man your sheets!
I wonder. I wonder why they run away every time I bring up Jake out.
We must tread lightly! These waters are well guarded, sir!
They do stuff
Spanish ensigns! The fort's under attack! We should press our advantage!
They do stuff to retain the narrative, though. I mean, the JCap thing is some of the most intimidating shit.
Careful, lads! They're tougher than they look!
Trim the yards off the wind! Tops! Gallant! Brace for impact!
Man those sheets! Land to mind the helm, sir. You will drag us apart.
Fire! Ready to hit him, sir! Fire! Brace yourself! Junction ready to that tower. Fire! Fire! Haul in the stunsails! We need you in Tango 1! Spaniards! It's a brig! Crowding on, all of it! Fire! That's the weak spot. Take the shot, sir. Fire! He's in all tops. They're lost and bringing those royals now. Fire! Smash the balls. We're coming together. Fire! On your mark, sir. Fire! Fire! Ready to fire, sir! Unreef the mains. We're catching the winds now!
I'm aware.
Eyes on the prize, lads! Let's go! Rock you!
Hey, Frog Turtlism. You're here under your 927,000th account. Now for this one, I want to give you my undivided attention. So, first things first. Frog Journalism is a guy who has never made a video in his life. Instead, he'd sit there and pander to people like Mark Snoop. He also has said recently that Mark Snoop is his best friend and he still supports him. Good to know, Frog. Good to know. Be open about that here to watch what happens. But anyway, because he likes to do it from old email accounts and shit. Luckily, I don't have to deal with that shit much anymore. But he says, I saw your reply on that video made about you. Which one? The thousands over the years that got debunked and thrown out the window or removed from YouTube for violating terms of service of harassment, bullying, slander, and all kinds of other bullshit? I don't really give a fuck. Let's see, he says, I thought you had said nobody listened to me. Yeah, about that. The stuff in the video, none of that was said by you. You're about as much of a grifter as N-word boy, I've noticed. Because you'll sit there and say, oh yeah, these are things that I said. No, bitch. Because the one with the face paint one, that was from WTRD. Where's he now? He was branded a pedophile and chased off the internet. If I'm wrong, where is he now? Whatever happened to our good friend WTRD? He wasn't a friend, by the way. He was a piece of shit. There was another portion of the video about Cyrax. You weren't involved in that either. Fraud journalism, right? You weren't involved in that either. That was more so NWB, if anything. Probably more Music Biz Marty, actually. And you act like you were part of the Cyrax thing, but yet your group was actively assisting Cyrax in evading any kind of accountability because Mark Snoop wanted to help a pedo because Mark Snoop was a pedo. So at that point, you didn't have anything there that you had said either. Nobody listens to you. Also, you wrote, I got a lot of likes. Yeah, 100 even. It was exactly 100 likes. That's what paid likes look like. Not 101, not 99, not 112, not 87, not 143. It was exactly 100. A very even round number. Now, I'm not saying it's fake, but out of nowhere, all at once, you guys really do want people to believe that you are winning, don't you? It's kind of pathetic, actually. And then he wrote here, it's okay, though I left even more information about you for people if they want. What is it? More lies? Why do you think anyone cares? Wait, fuck all that shit. Where did HSSO go? I thought he was going to restream me for the rest of his life. You wrote, and I quote, the restreams will be back eventually. You want to give us a date on that? I'll give you the opportunity to have the floor here. Give us the big premiere date of when they come back. If you can. Why aren't you guys restreaming anymore? I don't miss the restreams. It was just an excuse to steal my content and pretend like you owned a human being as property. Right-wingers, am I right? You guys still support slavery and human ownership, but whatever. Exactly when are those things coming back? Whatever happened to them in the first place? Why did HSSO stop streaming? I mean, the only thing that happened before that was June 2nd, but it wasn't specifically June 2nd, was it? It was more so people on Kiwi Farms know who he is. And they don't like you guys much. They are phone booking every one of your buddies, Frog. So much so that it's even Mazetic now, which is wild. Everybody thought he was untouchable. Even Mazetic got phone booked. What's happening to rank material? Even I have to question a little bit. You left some more information? For who? I can't help but notice when you go to HSSO's Rumble, the majority of his videos don't have any fucking views anymore. The ones who do, 4 views, 8 views. My videos get more views because they're the original thing. Nobody's watching some guy sit here and talk smack about somebody in a title video. What are people even looking for? You do understand how search results work, right? I personally think it's because chicken shit is on the run for something. They all are, I've noticed. I wonder why. Frog journalism, do you know why I get along so well with the cops all of a sudden? Because Varys might be in the police force. If you want to believe the stories of a demon that roams the internet, right? Well, why is everyone at Rampant Hero getting fisted right now? I'm not, like, alluding that I've done something here. I'm just really questioning why everything's falling apart. Tell us why chicken shit is so chicken shit right now. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, right? Frog journalism, you came here, you want to talk shit, right? Don't run away now, Kermit. Why do you parade around as a Muppet, by the way? You're a grown-ass 40-year-old man. Why did you guys dismiss Mark's being a sicko for years? Why do you still support the pedophile even now? Why is it always the right-wingers openly supporting pedos? I question that shit. If you're going to give us journalism, Frog, as Kermit the Frog, by the way, this is a 40-year-old man who thinks he's Kermit the Frog, as a right-wing idiot. Could you at least tell us those questions? No? Was this just bait to get me to look at your channel? Where you sit there and pretend like you know anything? Nothing? Okay. Well, at that point, we wasted enough time on that idiot. Let's move on. I'm not banning them because, come on. They haven't doxed anyone. Anyway, that's a rule of thumb. Don't dox. If they use slurs, feel free to report them. Anyway. They're really bad at this, aren't they? I mean, the whole point is intimidation. Why do they suck at it all of a sudden? They've surrendered. This is like Conquest mode, but in a few ways, actually better. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, the whole goal of trolls is to intimidate and harass people. But me, I don't really think there's a point in not addressing them because A, you can make them look foolish. Everyone likes to watch a bully get what they deserve. And also, it does make for great content because at the end of the day, when they open their mouth and say something royally stupid, much like their fear of Mr. Trump, you gotta admit, it really does paint a good image on the channel to know that we're not afraid of a bunch of asshats who think they're in control of everything in the known world. Also, the totalitarian, gaslighting bullshittery really doesn't scare me. It's not really intimidating. But it's also incredibly fun to debunk what they say and do in real time. I've noticed that. It is a lot more fun to sit there to debunk their lies in real time, because that also shows that I'm not intimidated by a bully. And anti-bullying YouTube content is almost the best content out there. I say almost because nothing's better than wholesome. But, you know, their idea of intimidation is really cringe, says D-Chat. Admit Tibbs was right about Marks and his friends all the time, Mr. Frog. Yeah, I love how the tables have completely churned. I mean, my goal is not to be a cunt. I want to give Frog a chance to redeem himself by saying what he needs to say. If he wants to make himself look worse even more, I believe life is like an RPG. You don't tell them how it's going to be into it. I mean, yes, that can be very effective. No, I give them choices. I can let you incriminate yourself, and then the world will deal with you at some point. Or you can choose to be an honest, more decent person, and things will pay off. If you want to come at me with everything you got, you've chosen that fate. If you chose to be chill and or fuck off into the sunset, I'm not going to chase you. Because I'd rather sit here and focus on the video games. That's just how I roll, you know? But, you know, yeah, Frog, admit that I was right, and admit that my friends were right this whole time, and, you know, fuck off into the sunset. If not, we'll have some fun. It's notable that they've lost every one of their teammates. Their leadership collapsed. They've lost all their restreamers. They can't steal content anymore. They try to, but it's nowhere near as effective. Also, you have to note something else too. Their live streams were banging. I say that because the amount of views, the amount of likes, it was almost like people loved watching scumbags take what wasn't theirs and pretend they were winning the whole time. Now that they're not restreaming anymore, I've noticed their group has fallen apart harder than they ever did before. Why would HSO throw that away unless something really bad was happening behind the scenes to him? Knowing he was an open predator, here's what I think happened. You remember where he lives, supposedly? He says the US, he says it's right wing. You could be right wing even in the UK, though. I think he's dealing with his own government coming at him. I think the reason why a lot of these videos are where they are is probably because he either has someone uploading for him. You know, like you can have an editor or a manager upload content to your account. That is a thing. That or it's scheduled in some way. I don't know. I have not looked too deep into it. He is hiding a lot of what's going on. That or his live chats had something very criminal going on, and he's avoiding that being a thing anymore, knowing that people in these groups do not have self-control. And it's putting him on the spot because he's the one organizing it. I mean, it's Rumble. There's no real censorship. There's a lot of things that could be going on, all of which point back to the fact that he's probably getting fisted by somebody legally. Anyway, D-Chess says their idea of intimidation is really cringe. Back in the day, Aiden Croag used to talk about what bus I was on, somehow trying to sound menacing, I guess, but it just sounded really try-hard. So, make it to the bus, D-Chat. All the screen caps I took, we got enough evidence for a decade. I got WTD's entire library. Oh, Taco got phone booked too recently. They just phone booked Taco on the farms. By the way, For All Journalism thinks he's untouchable. Dave So 3 thinks they're untouchable. You know how bad it is for them right now? They're going after all the remains now. They got Marks. He's going to jail. Or at least he's spiking a plea deal for ongoing harassment. A plea deal does not mean he isn't going to jail. He's still likely to go to jail for that. But now they got Mazetic, they got Taco. Taco is a guy named Matt, I think it was. Which is hilarious. And then Mazetic's name is Daniel. Mazetic's from Michigan, too, ironically enough. There was a white SUV driving around stalking. Remember D-Chat, Brandy's family? There was that girl named Amanda. And she was being followed around by a white SUV. Oh yeah, by the way, we finally found out who that was. Around that same time, Mazetic was a part of Rank Material. We do have screenshots and chats going back that far. And there was a white SUV that would follow around Amanda. She thought it was a trafficker. Well, it turns out the whole time, that was Mazetic. Because he only lived in the next township over, Shelby Township. So now we know who was doing that. I'm sure word will get out after a point, and somebody will go stick their fucking foot up his ass for that one. Because there are still people involved who probably were still pissed about that. Regardless if they want to hang out with me or not. Trust me, there's a lot of people who wanted to know who the fuck that idiot was. Let's see. Remember they were Lesbian Legion, so Matt is either F to M or was full of it to begin with. People started questioning that, I've noticed on the Rumble. They were asking, so you said modified taco. That's got to be like some kind of a trans thing, right? It's funny because the right-wingers, they're the ones who are exhibiting this behavior. I'm not saying an LGBT person can't be left-leaning. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is it's insane how many right-wing assholes are of this variety. It's actually insane. But yeah, they're going after what's left. RM is on its last legs. I mean, from what I'm saying, right? See, with trolls and troll communities, when you lose the ability to be anonymous, that's it. Game over. Which a lot of what they do is criminal. Marks the Noob is facing charges involving cyberstalking. Because we know who he is now. Everyone does. So imagine if they got all of them out in the open. Yeah. There's no hiding anymore at that point.
Well done, everybody!
I don't know who brought these women here.
Well done!
Maybe we freed them somehow.
That's the way.
It's also funny to me that NWB is so hell-bent on defending Marx's narrative. That's the other thing I don't understand, and I'm like, it's fine. It really is, because it makes him look really bad. And it's his career he's burning to the ground, not mine. But like, NWB will sit there and he will talk all this shit because he wants to defend Marx the Doob's narrative so bad. Yet his people hate Marx the Doob. And the origin point of all that was said came specifically from Marx the Doob. When you're defending something from a person that they all called a liar, look, either Marx was a liar or he wasn't. You can't have it both ways. He either lied about everything or he didn't. They keep saying Marx Noob was nothing but a liar. He was a predator. He was a fraud. He was a fiend. He was a disgusting piece of shit to women. He bullied people he should never be allowed to bully. All things I experienced, by the way. So I agree with all these things. But they can't agree with it if I say it, because they will not agree with me in any environment, because it's just that would entail them having to say, yeah, you were right. They can't do that.
Let's get going.
Not because they physically can't, because that means they'd have to give me credit in some capacity, because I called this out years before any of them ever did. It's amazing how many L's they're taking from me, by the way. But anyway, to sit there and try to believe that Marx the Noob is somehow right about this one thing, and the only reason they think it's right is because NWB is the one pushing that. And they are only saying that because I talk shit about their homies, and I had criticized the trolls in the Cyrix community for openly turning a blind eye to this for so long. At that point, let's open up the chat officially again, because it looks like everything's chill now. Also, come on, right? But like, realistically, right? At that point, guess who's gonna fry for it? NWB. Because then they're gonna start asking that question, like, so, if Marx the Noob was such a disgusting, terrible person, then why are we still going after Tib based on what he said? Just because Tibbs called us out on it and ridiculed us for not doing our part to do something about this sooner? Eventually they would, but that's only because they had no other choice. They had the churn on their own to save themselves. That's not my problem. They're disgusting, terrible people. I mean, when you're terrorizing innocent people, that's just what you are. Piece of shit, you know? But, like, realistically, that's why I'm not worried about it. Because then every time NWB shows up, I just ask that one question. So, why did you threaten J-Cap's family when he was 17? You know what I mean? Frog journalism's back, trying to make me speak out against others doesn't absolve you of your degeneracy. What was my degeneracy? Calling out sick freaks in your fucking community? People that liked him young? Me putting those people on blast? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're getting at there. How was I a degenerate? They got what they got. You get what you get. It's a good life. I don't see how. Because the only reason you guys are doing it to me is because I called him out. And then he created a narrative to try and take the attention off him. A lot of idiots do this, I've noticed. But like, if everything he said was a lie, why are you coming at me over what was already admittedly a lie? That doesn't make any sense, but that's what's happening. Troll communities are dog shit. And right-wing people, fucking insanely stupid. But, that being said, what degeneracy do you speak of? Give me examples. I'll read it on
Fresh meat
Twitch.
here, sir.
This ought to be good.
Get it.
Go ahead. I got a video to back up every claim I got, including videos from your own feeds. Trust me, I got this covered. Name any of the so-called degeneracy you speak of. I fucking dare you. Come on, Frog. It's not that hard. You're in the fucking hot seat right now. I would invite you on here to speak, but then you'll start spewing slurs. Is what you guys do. Fucking idiot. Come on, you gotta say something, right? Do we really want to do the 3 ones right now? This one's might be asshole. Well, we got all of them except for the ultra hard ones, I guess. So I guess now what we'll do is go up to the top of the map and start finding... Oh, dear God. That one might be a pain in the ass. Nothing, Frog. Used to be quiet as the grave over there. Come on, man. Give me something to work with. Cannot believe I'm relying on you for content. You said that doesn't absolve me of my degeneracy. He said you're degenerate. Anyway. What degeneracy do you speak of? Last I checked, I don't have a sex life. Not really. How come you can't respond to that? Are you writing a novel in the chats or something? There's only 150 characters before they cap you off. Like, what's going on? You're impossible to talk to. Anyway, when he responds, we'll read it. By the way, you know what really does suck about Twitch? You can't put the YouTube chats on the Twitch screen, I found out. They just don't allow that. Alright, welcome to NASA, guys. What the fuck's happening?
Another?
A rum flip this time.
And where'd I find fresh eggs in this wretched town? There's little else but piss and insects.
Am I a degenerate frog
we're
thinking she's
working
hot?
on
Dear lady, what do they call you?
And when they're sober, a jilt when they're sauced, but never lady.
Well, good Leanne, oh, no, bollocks.
Bag of shite. Do you
Frog,
hear me?
you should
It's
go
a
relate to
bag
that.
of bloody shite.
Frog is
It's
turned
a
on by
ruse
women all the time
to
I hear.
keep us off before they attack Nassau.
They're usually about 12.
You'll see, mark me. It's no ruse, Vane. I heard it straight from the mouth of a greasy Bermudan captain. There's a pardon on offer for any pirate that wants it.
Ruse or no, I think it's plain the British may return to Nassau with arms, no doubt. We'll need a plan.
Are you not
Walk with
coming
us,
back,
Kenway.
Frog? I was going to talk to you for like
There's
hours.
trouble brewing.
There's trouble brewing? That's good to know.
In the absence of any clear ideas, I
I
say
don't
we
recall
lay
starting
low.
a mission, but
No
anyway.
piracies and no violence. Do nothing to ruffle the king's feathers for now.
Preserving the king's plumage is no concern of mine, Ben.
It will be when he sends his soldiers to scrub this island clean of our residue. Look around you, man. Is this cesspool worth dying for?
Aye! It's our republic,
Nothing, Frog? Are you
our
serious?
idea.
Are you serious, Frog? You have nothing to say? You said trying to make me speak out against others, I don't recall asking him to do that, doesn't absolve you of your degeneracy. I'm over here like, my degeneracy? What degeneracy do you speak of? And then I asked you to explain, and you haven't. And you said that at 3:37, I asked you at about the same time. It's 3:42. How fucking long is that comment? Anyway,
Land
come on,
for
man. If
free
you're gonna be a
men,
hater, at least do it
remember?
properly.
So maybe it's filthy to look at. But ain't it still an idea worth fighting for?
I can't be sure.
One example.
But when I look on the fruits of our
F journalism.
years
Yeah,
of
give us
labor...
one example. Hold on. Pirates will be fine. Blackbeard's a cool dude and all, but this is more funny. Frog journalism. Or the Kermit the Frog wannabe who's 40 years old thinking he's a Muppet. By the way. What the fuck? One example. Give us one. I'll even play it on stream. You know I will. You know that I'm a special brand of fucking psycho, and I will put myself on blast just to show you how stupid and ignorant you truly are. Give us one example, unless you already know it's a lost cause. Motherfucker, your entire group, I took your friends away from you. Not because I'm a bully, more so because you were a bully and a piece of shit to me. Mark Sadoob, gone. Cinemas, gone. WTD Radio, gone. Cat Slander, what a fucking name, gone. M4 Snow, gone. I could go down a long goddamn list. Croag, gone. Tony at Work, gone. Chad Gaming, gone. HS, that's fucking O, is gone. So I gotta ask, are you not answering because you already know that your entire group is gone and you're losing? By the way, where is that bitch Deus03? And if you want me to unban everybody, it's $200. I said this a dozen times. Just drop me a super chat. Give me a huge sum of money. These guys say that they're rich. Shouldn't be that much. I will unban all your homies, and then you can enjoy a lifetime of being a piece of shit. This can't be the real Frog journalism. That bitch would never show himself in a live chat. Yeah, he also is notorious for not making videos or ever proving anything. He just grifts off whatever the pedos tell him to say. So, like, Frog journalism, all your friends are pedophiles, and I'm the one who put them in the fucking dirt as far as their career. So, give us an example, or at least, can we assume that if you don't answer, that because you've already lost? Dude, come on. He's gonna sit there later and say, oh, I made him spurt. No, bro, you looked stupid. Let's see. DJ says, I was thinking about Kat last night. That woke character in the game reminded me of her. Are we sure it was her? It could have been a dude. I like how he accuses us of being degeneracy. They also called us freaks. I don't understand what part, though. Like, I like video games. From what I gather, very popular video games. If that's degeneracy and being a freak, alright, I guess I'm a freak now. I'm a freak, guys. I'm gonna go in here and chase some pussy. Like, I don't understand. By the way, I'm a guy who has an attraction to the opposite sex. I don't think that's weird at all. In fact, these days, there really is no boundaries on that, I've noticed. I just like women. That's my thing. By the way, women, as in adult women, unlike Frog and his friends who like him below the age of 5. Wow. The fact they actually admitted to that, by the way. DJ says, when I think of Kat's presentation, I think of Mary / James. I don't know who those two people are. Oh, I know you mean. The fucking James character from the fucking video game. Yeah, that. You guys missed it on the Twitch stream last night. There was some fuckery going on in the fucking game. I'm still thrown off by that. James' kid is apparently, they're a bothy. I guess, I don't fucking know. They're a woman, I guess, but I don't fucking know. Anyway, Frog, what part of us is a degenerate / freak? By the way, is it safe to say that the other person was just Frog before they used their name? I gotta ask, like, I'm confused, you know? Which part is the degeneracy? The fact that I stream on Twitch and or YouTube or both? Does that mean that everyone on Twitch and or YouTube is a freak? Doesn't that mean you're a freak, Frog? Is it because I have live chats and I talk to people in my live chats and vice versa? Well, by that logic, Froggerism, you're a freak and a degenerate. It's a weird thing to be degenerate over, but anyway. Is it because I don't sit here and put up with your bullshit? Is me producing evidence that makes you look bad that you refuse to acknowledge what makes me a freak / degenerate? I don't know if that's how that works. I mean, what do I know, though? I don't socialize much. Frog journalism. Is it because I'm not parading around pretending I'm a Muppet? That might be it. He's like, if you don't pretend you're a Muppet, you're a degenerate freak. Okay, well, first of all, Kermit the Frog, go back to your fucking swamp. Remember, you got Miss Piggy, I got some hot lady. That being said, what the fuck? What are we doing here? What is going on? Like, we're arguing. I'm almost completely much better. I haven't gagged at all since last night, so typically all the phlegm's almost out. But what are we doing, though? Frog journalism is a 40-year-old man who likes minors. He defends sickos who want to do weird things with minors, okay? We already know he's a fucking dirty diddler. We already know this, okay? But he's also a 40-year-old man who honestly believes he's a fucking Muppet named Kermit the Frog, and he thinks that he's the version of Kermit the Frog who wore a trench coat and a fedora. First of all, what the fuck is wrong with my YouTube? We don't ever get normal people. We get lunatics. Right-wing lunatics who think that they're Muppets. We are sitting here asking a man for evidence, or even in an example at that rate, but the man thinks that he's a Muppet. Am I the dumbass? Because what idiot would waste their time? Anyway, you know what?
Sickness, idleness,
Jesus Christ.
idiocy.
Not a sunbeam of difference between here and London, then,
What the hell?
Thatch is right, man. Taking a wide view.
Ask your
we're not doing
Muppet
so
man
bad out here.
for evidence.
The sun,
Maybe we have
rum,
lost our damn
and
minds.
leisure as far as the eye can see.
Aye, Nassau may look fine from a distance, but at its core, there's a disease I cannot stomach.
Sickness can be cured, Ben. If only you have the right medicine.
But a corpse cannot be reanimated.
I can't believe the shite I'm hearing drop from your lips. Why not take the pardon now and be done with it?
Peace, both of you. We can satisfy both aims if we work together. Find medicines to ease our burdens here, but in a way that don't attract the British.
I wager the nearest doctor is sitting pretty in Havana. Not a place I mean to go.
You lost your
But
wits.
the Spanish fleet that sunk 2 years back would have some medicine. All sealed up in glass vials.
You'd need a diving bell to reach those depths.
Aye, and with some coin and a few supplies, a diving bell won't be hard to come by.
This is a plan I can stand behind. Find medicines without stirring up trouble. Agreed, Thatch?
Agreed. Aye. I'll meet you near the wrecks as soon as you're able, Kenway.
Remember, Thatch, keep your cannons corked.
Piss off, Ben!
A diving bell will cost a pretty penny. Addy
Oh.
might know another way.
It would not be that bad.
There's a score of rats
Diving
for every
bell.
pirate in Nassau. They saturate them filth. No wonder we're all sick.
Nothing, Frog? Alright. Just wanted you to be able to have a voice, man. No matter how ridiculous it sounded when you spoke, but anyway.
What might you be requiring?
Something stupid. That's a diving bell? I mean... Bro, frog journalism has no scruples and is morally bankrupt. Well, it's just wild to me that he came in here and talked shit, and then when I asked him that one question... See, I don't mind. Like, viewers, if you're watching me on Twitch and this is your first time watching one of my streams, I do not mind talking shit to trolls. Here's why. It is so easy to make them look stupid. I believe in the idea that trolls should not be allowed on the internet. Trolling is not trolling. Trolling is long-term harassment, trying to upend streams. Me, I want attention. Don't play the game. Don't focus on what you're doing. Look at me because I'm an attention-seeking little bitch. And I don't like those people. I think they're fucking scum. But I can stop what I'm doing for 82 minutes or 6 hours or 12 days in a row. Non-stop, I've done some of this shit, okay? And I can sit here and call them out. And usually it's one hilarious question that is all it takes. With N-word boy, that's his actual name, by the way. He's one of them special brands of piece of shit who likes to bully people and act like it's justified, but when you actually look into why it's justified, it's not justified. He's just a punk-ass bitch on the internet who needs to pick on somebody to make himself feel better, because his whole life is staring at the bottom of an empty vodka bottle. He's a right-wing asshole. A lot of them are. So anyway, I asked him, so why did you threaten? This is up on my YouTube, by the way, via the Shorts tab. I'm sure there's other places too on my YouTube. I just don't know if the videos are all up or if those were moved to Rumble only. Either way, they should be up within the week because I'm just done trying to move on. What's the point? But there's a video and there are screenshots as well as short videos. And he always gets really quiet about it when I ask him. So N-word boy was targeting one of our moderators. Our moderator was a person who was 17. And I know what that sounds like, okay? I didn't know till long after fact, but when they found out, I was like, okay, well, he's pure, he has his dad's permission, and he is keeping the chats clean of sick perverts. Honestly, he was doing a good job, and he was apparently from Russia. They can handle that kind of shit, I guess. I don't know. It is what it is, okay? But, he was 17, his name was JCap, and N-word boy was upset because JCap was calling them out on their bullshit, too. JCap had a long history of hating predators. Just hated them, as most people should, okay? Because predators are criminals. They're malicious in every aspect of their lives. N-word boy chose to reach out privately to this minor, mind you. Until they're 18, they're a minor. That's global, okay? He then proceeded to acknowledge that they were a minor. He was discussing a deal they made with them, and he was very upset that a minor did not listen to the orders and demands of a 40-year-old on the internet from somewhere across the planet. Then proceeded to threaten the minor's family, and that is how this 40-year-old wannabe loser got what he wanted from a minor on the internet. Now, if NWB is ever in the United States, obviously he's going to have a lot of life-altering problems, potentially life-ending as well. Because I know how the general public would be in that moment. Why do you think I call him out on it? And one of the things that I will often find myself doing is saying, hey, you want to come here and talk shit, usually when he does, and I will usually ask, well, you want to talk shit? Let's talk. Why did you threaten JCap when he was a minor and target his family? It is in this moment, every time, that NWB will become radio silent and pull away. And then he has nothing to say. At all. I noticed that his YouTube channel also goes silent for days at a time, because apparently what he did was so heinous, so evil, so despicable, it makes Jared Fogle look like a family ideal man. You know Jared Fogle, right? The Subway guy who did things. Well, based on what N-word boy has done, Jared Fogle looks like a fucking saint. They're both despicable people, mind you, but what NWB has done is far worse. NWB has also orchestrated smear campaigns and harassment campaigns to silence anyone who speaks out. I would know. I was subjected to those campaigns myself because I said too much. If anyone wonders why my family is no longer in the picture, it's because somebody did not use weapons a lot sooner. And trust me, there are bullets out there for a fucking reason. But regardless of how we deal with sickos, perverts, and criminals, This comes down to the next person in question. Frog journalism. Frog journalism paints himself as a journalist who is also Kermit the Frog. He's in his 40s, a grown adult, lives in the United States, and thinks that he's a Muppet. A right-wing Muppet. Wow. So he decides to come in here and accuses of all kinds of shit. I ask him to give examples. Suddenly, he's quiet as the grave. This is not the first time this has happened. Every single one of these despicable human beings will do despicable things, but when it comes to all of them, there's always one question, it's different for each one I've noticed, that makes them buckle, and they can no longer have anything else to say, I've noticed. So, that being said, I enjoy doing this. They like to try and cope and say, oh, you've been crying on your streams. I thought I was laughing at you because, oh my god, you guys suck at the one thing you set your whole life out doing. And please bear in mind another thing, these trolls have dedicated their lives to being a cunt on the internet. An undesirable fucking twat on the internet with no other life beyond that. They claim to have wives, they claim to have families of their own, they claim to have jobs, yet every waking moment is spent watching me, obsessing over the idea that I might call them out on their shit again because I live rent-free in their heads. When you spend 4 years trying to bury what someone's saying while organizing smear campaigns against them, while being paranoid that I might say something on the internet, while plotting to get rid of my Twitch, by the way, look how that fucking worked out. You notice they never got that one done? That's because Twitch saw, and mind you, you guys can't touch this. Can't fucking touch this. Because, you know, I'm a fast learner. The fact that they suck this bad, I enjoy calling them out. And now, guess what I found out? I can do it here on Twitch too. I can get double the audience, double the revenue, making scumbags look fucking stupid. And the whole while I can play video games and enjoy it twice as much. Yes, my content is not for everybody, but I fucking enjoy doing it. It's more for me than it is anyone else. That being said, LOL, just read up on Taco on the farms. He's wedded to a crack hoe. LOL. Are you serious? That makes so much sense, actually. I did have the theory that he was a crack addict. I guess it was his wife, but what the fuck? Well, actually, no, if he's married to a crack hoe, he's probably a crack hoe. I mean, modified taco, right? What a fucking name. Alright, this is bombshell information. So, you see all these ultimate plans? The ones like heavy shot storage ultimate plan, fire barrel storage plan, mortar storage. These are in the treasure hunts. I also noticed that we've upgraded everything except with that. That one we can still do without. That one we can do without a plan. 6,000, 6,000. We need 12,000 total for that. 12,000. Plan. Okay, we have a lot of plans, it turns out. We also have a new sale. And the sales, I don't really like some of these sales. Like this one, it's whatever. And this one, oh, that's kind of cool looking, actually. Split blood cells, it's kind of cool looking. Still, it breaks my immersion. I really like this one, because the Black Pearl. I liked Pirates of the Caribbean a lot. In fact, there'll be moments on these streams where I just don't say anything. Like, I might mute, I might not, right? But I have Spotify also installed. So I might go listen to Rockstar Sea Shanty and just be and I might just shut up for a while. 12 viewers, by the way. You guys rock. I used to bitch about lurkers, but now it's like, you know, it's whatever. They're helping us grow. They probably already know that. They're not leaving. Support the channel other ways, am I right? So, anyway, I appreciate you guys, lurkers or not. I used to hate lurkers because, like, fucking say something, you know, but, like, don't just sit there quietly. That's so odd. But now it's like, you know, in all hindsight, that's how we grow. Notify your friends, share the videos of the streams, let's rock and roll, and if you want, go to the YouTube. If you shut off your subscriptions, I won't know if you've subbed. And then you can do that anonymously, even for me. Because, you know, they might appreciate that. And if you guys would like to donate, that's always an option, too. But anyway, let's see. I think we'll leave the sales as they are. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, tell me more about how he's married to a crack hoe. I want to talk about Mazzetic. That guy is fucking bone.
Well concluded. Use that to die for coin and assorted sundries, and she'll
I
pay
don't want to
herself
die
off
for
in no time
coin
at
and
all.
assorted sundries. The fuck is a
Thatch will be
sundry?
wondering where I am.
I don't give a fuck about Thatch. Who is Thatch? Sail to Blackbeard's location. Blackbeard? Is that who Thatch is? Would never have guessed. Alright.
The bell is prepared and below deck. It's in good repair, I reckon. Better than I expected.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I don't really care if it's under deck. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Zoom out. Yeah, let's go over there. I guess it's an underscore. We don't want to do that right now, do we? If we do, we'll unlock the treasure maps that'll give us all the good shit. I love our ship's almost completely maxed out. Found this? No. Found... I mean... There's 2 assassins contracts over there. I mean... It's all on page 249 of KK. Okay. Oh, the KK. Oh, yeah, they have a... By the way, how am I losing? They have a whole thread about them. They're being called out on everything. The narrative is slowly falling apart, I've noticed. Because of me. They'll never admit this, but it's because of me. Imagine making them so reckless they finally just fucked up and they're like, oh no. Everything we did to Barry Tibbs is no longer working. Oh god, no. Alright, I guess we'll just sail over there, I suppose.
No surprises when we use it.
That is funny to me. Like, they did everything in their power to screw me over. I mean, they targeted my family, my friends, my home, my job. That's my favorite one. You should get a job and contribute to society, because until then, you owe us.
A song!
Imagine being that kind of a bitch in life, that you think the world owes you something just because you have a job and you target people who don't. Imagine being that level of greedy and desperate for money. That's how they justify themselves. They're like, you need to contribute back to us. Get a job. Why would I get a job? I have made more money by doing nothing and not having a job, which is not how that's supposed to work, by the way. You guys have to wonder, maybe I have divine powers. Pause the fucking game. Have you guys ever considered that? Like, maybe I cannot wait to show off my new place, by the way. But, like, it's all on. I don't want to worry about shit. But, like, imagine. What if I just have divine powers? I'm like, all right, guys, millions of dollars, and it just pops out of nowhere. Just, holy shit. That's a neat trick. You know, like, what if? Like, what the fuck else is going on? I'm like, all right, rank material's going to collapse, and they're all going to get caught doing what they're doing, and people are finally going to notice, and oh, there it is. You have to wonder, right? It's like that, or maybe they're really that stupid. But yes, he lives in an apartment, lives with a crack hoe with multiple convictions related to soliciting and substance possessions. That one does not surprise me. And he was kicked out of numerous dive bars frequented by skids. Oh, wow. Really? So the racism shit is definitely there. Okay, well, we knew that. He also doesn't take care of his dog. They never do. It's actually going to piss me off a little bit. Same motherfucker who targeted my cat. Do we know what state he lives in? I won't read down the stream for the sake of Twitch's rules, but I can see it in the chat if you do say. Yeah, or if you want to DM me certain info, if you know what I mean. He's in... Wait, are you fucking for real? He's only like a little bit down south of me? Guys, I might have to go to Illinois. I'm just saying. Fucking threatened back. That was one of the guys that threatened my cat. And I'm not like the rest of the liberals and the Democrats and all shit. I will go and I will make sure that motherfucker doesn't do it again. Because I will not be. That was a non-peaceful situation. I do not fuck around with that shit. Max was... He was my whole fucking world. Everybody's like, why don't you do anything about Mark Steele and go give him what he deserves? Because I'm waiting till I know who everybody is first. Then it's a long list of things I have to do to get my drift. Yeah, we got loot. There we go. No, that shit. That's... Okay. Alright. It's good to know. Fuck it. They were all so close. They're like, all of them, with the exception of a very select few, were all basically right around Michigan. The outskirts of the outer areas of it, you know. Yeah, we had enemies in Illinois, we had enemies in Iowa, we had enemies in Rhode Island, we had enemies in New Jersey, apparently. We had enemies in Michigan. We had more enemies in Michigan than all the rest. Holy welcome to Dry Tortuga, by the way. We had enemies, and a lot of them are right around here. Again, his whole phone book is, could you, for my records, because you know the Citadel's going to want that. I mean, I know where it was, but I just make it easier, right? I didn't have screenshotting features that day, and I'm not really sure where exactly to find it, because you know these things update constantly. If you can go grab that, send it to me, I'm going to add that to the archive. Because we have a new archive now. After NWB. We had a Discord where we were kind of holding all of this stuff, and NWB decided he's going to go and put a spider bot in our Discord. I was pissed, by the way, because if anyone had clicked on that, he would have stolen everybody's info. Because that's the kind of special brand of piece of shit he is. At least he claims it was him. It was probably one of his cohorts. And they didn't try that shit twice, I noticed. Also, they weren't able to do it any other possible way, so we can lose the Discord at that point. I also don't bring my Discord stuff public anymore because how many times you want to have to risk some asshole trying to steal your identity? Fuck you, NWB. Fuck you, you right-wing bitch. But anyway, now we decided to rebuild the Citadel, which is this massive, super hub, I guess, of intel, video archives, old records, screenshots. Remember that guy earlier said you should put all the Mark stuff out there? When we're done with the Citadel, it will be, okay? It's like 5 terabytes. It's a massive super storage space. And just all kinds of digital information will be available to the public at some point. Think of the Epstein files, but for the general public, you know? A lot of these people will never get caught, too. It is kind of disturbing. Oh, that was an orca. Holy shit. Anyway, we've been rebuilding that. We also are using a Google Calendar to pinpoint dates and times, basically building a timeline. A complete timeline if we can help it. And then, when the time comes, we will duplicate the entire thing and build it into a public level so everybody can see it publicly. But we have to do it the right way, because if we don't do it the right way, then, well, you know, A, we want the whole picture to be there. We want every detail to be available to the public. We want people to know what has been going on. This is a, I don't want to call it an investigation. I think it's more like a collection of information that showcases what's been going on and what these people have been doing behind the scenes that is not okay. And because the police and the FBI cannot do anything without it, well, now you know why we're doing it a certain way. I figure if we get it all together the right way, then we can release this to the FBI, the police agencies, and every relevant state, and then this becomes a statewide. Oh, they're all gone at once. Because it's already overwhelmingly damning, but because it's already been like the point where they're like, we need everything. Oh, we don't want to do just this. This is just 1 or 2 things. Yeah, it's malicious, but what the fuck?
Then we're out of options, mate.
I don't expect the others will be.
And that way, if the police don't do anything, the general public can.
And who knows what Thatch would do? The man's wound tighter than a mainspring already. Best not to think on it.
I mean, that's generally my plan. Is that we're going to do this in a way that nobody can really ignore it anymore. You'll have every video. We also have video. A lot of this will involve Cyrax. There also is an Archimedes program. If you guys don't know what that is, it's similar to what the Archimedes 2 was in Fallout New Vegas. There will be multiple troll channels going down before the end of the year. Kiwi Farms is getting some really unpleasant experiences over on their end too. I've noticed. We've already you can take an entire thread, and you know how there's like 79 pages on mine, because they make a thread about me and they're like, oh yeah, fuck him, and we think he's an idiot for this, and then it's just slurs all day long, right? Which is so stupid. But anyway, what we've been doing is we've been downloading the entire pages as PDF, because it's a great way to open it up, and even if they were to delete the entire website, we'd still have a copy. It's a copy that counts. We do download and archive all of the video data that they have, because 5 terabytes is a lot, and these videos are barely a fucking few megabytes. So we have plenty of space for it. And then the PDF documentation we put into a folder, put the folder into the Google Drive, and then when we need it, we'll have it, even if Kiwi Farms does go down. Which, 3 weeks of DDoS's, I think somebody wants them to go down. I'm not going to say it's Lady Friend's military family background, but you never know, right? Wink, 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 wink. I take full responsibility for that, by the way. It was my idea. It was! It was like, you know, it'd be a mighty shame if someone did the one thing to you that your website can't stand. They're a hate forum. They don't fucking matter. I mean, their entire website is making fun of people, sharing people's personal info, and attacking people. They attacked my family, but they also attacked my cat. And though my family is gone and probably are pieces of shit themselves, I'll never really know nor care at this point. My cat was my whole fucking world. I would say justice for Max, but I don't think that needs to be said. But the one thing you do not fuck with is a man's cat. Melissa's back, and she's got a hidden comment because she can't watch her language.
Hold them one, sir.
Let's see. Okay. Hold on, I gotta make sure I can see the thing. Hold on, let me pause this. Melissa, NWB's little messenger person. Again, what was up with the JCap thing, you know what I mean? They wrote, I think the number of people that cares about your lies are equal to the number of people who watches your Twitch streams, being 3 people. You, D, C-U-C-K, and Homoverse. First of all, I thought Homoverse was a fanfiction written by Nameless Stranger, and he admitted to being a pedophile not even 3 weeks ago. Second of all, Varys by itself was said to be the same person as me. So I have to ask you, considering who you're coming from, right? I thought Varys didn't exist. Are you trying to tell me that you believe Varys is an actual separate entity? Because I've noticed you guys do that. You're very intimidated by Johnny Varys, the supposed god of death, the demon, right? This monster that we have witnessed insane things coming from. But you guys will sit there and say, he isn't real, he's a delusion, but then you'll go and you'll make comments like that one, where you identify him as a separate entity, regardless of how you are trying to insult him. By the way, like, that's a good idea. I gotta ask, if it's me, D-Chat, and Varys, are you trying to tell me you do believe Varys is separate? Trust me, you're not the first. But if Varys really is something separate, then you are probably going to meet a very nasty end. Because if he's actually the god of death, and you're a right-wing bully, it does not end well for you. It'll end for you like it did for TiBBzTV, and unfortunately King Cobra JFS. You know that bottle you like so much? Varys likes to stop people's hearts in the middle of the night. I would run. Now, as for the amount of people watching my Twitch stream, if I were to go and pause for a second, you said 3 names. You said the number of people who cares about my lies. I don't lie, first of all. I don't need to. Lying would do me no good. Are the equal people in number watch my streams? He says 3 names, but there's 8 watching. It's nice to know that right-wing people can't actually learn simple math. He says, well, Winner has an account, but is a F-doll. So yeah, Varys is kind of the same. No, not the same. Varys does not have an account. Also, that doesn't really answer the question now, does it? If Varys isn't real, then he can't watch it regardless. See, NWB, I know that you're a drunk idiot, and you spend all your time trying to act like you're tough and a hotshot, and these trolling attempts are fucking pathetic at this point. But, like, if Varys isn't real, he can't watch the streams at all. So he's either real, because I guess that's why he would need an account, right? So he can watch it separately. But if I'm just Varys, then I can't actually do that, right? So either he's real or he's not, and I'm asking you, which one is it? Because it's funny, you guys do that a lot. You'll sit there and spurg about how he isn't real, there's no possible way, it's a delusion. It sounds like you're afraid. You have every reason to be. But, like, then you'll say things like that, where you heavily state that he is something separate. You can't call it a delusion yet believe the delusion at the same time. It's kind of hypocritical. If you're going to make fun of it, why do you believe it? If you don't believe it, why do you make statements like that while at the same time acting like you're fucking terrified of it? I know the right-wingers love Christianity and all that. Remember what you told me about your mother, NWB? Remember that? I do. Your mother was a hardcore Christian. And she would sit there and put it in your face all the time, and it fucked with you when you were younger. Your dad was a raging drunk, that's why you're a drunk now. I remember our little conversation from 2024. Is this why you don't like the idea of Varys? You say Varys is as real as your F doll. It's nice that you have sexual insecurities on top of it all. Well, that's the thing. If it's just a doll, that means it can't be actually watching. If there's something there, then something is watching. It's simple logic. So either he's real, and you believe that there's something there that shouldn't be, but is, or it's not real. Which one is it? Because you brought it up, NWB, and by the way, we know it's you based on how you're talking. Also, why do you self-censor like that? I don't get it. He wrote fucked all, but like he removed the U because he's afraid to get in trouble with YouTube, I guess. Why do you self-censor like that? Why are you afraid of Varys? Is it because he knows what you did to JCap? You fucking pedo. Anyway. Moving right along. Maybe you should show proof your made up claims. But I did. And then you sat there and ran away from it. Here, I'll do you a solid. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. You want me to do that? And everyone who's watching, I'm going to put it in the Twitch chat too, so you guys can see what this guy was doing. And then you can tell me what you think, if you want. Let's see. I like how many people, like, run away from this information, though. It's usually trolls running away from it, though. The general public has nothing to say. I question that. People go and they'll praise Alex Rosen, they'll praise, oh, this is the perfect one. That is not it. Let's see, I guess, how do we do this? I guess maybe, is that it? Here we go. Here you go. I know that you want to pretend this was never real, NWB. But I gotta question why you always run away when I bring this up. And D-Chat, I would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. In fact, every one of my chatters, feel free to address this. Because Melissa is NWB. We can tell by the commenting type. Little speech patterns and how you write and everything else. We know it's you. I mean, not very many people talk the way you do. Also, I mean, it's kind of weird. Your insults are exactly the same kind he uses. You want to pretend that you're some woman named Melissa and you're an errand person, but no, we know it's you. I could smell you getting off the elevator. What is this? That was probably calendar because of the sound effect. Oh, that 423. Cooking simulator from your Steam wishlist is now on sale. Yeah, I'll do that some other day. So, There's a screenshot via video form. I've tried to pick good music, so at least you can hear something nice while looking at something morbid, but there you go. Does that help you out? I know you're deaf and blind, but like, I know that you want to be delusional and dismiss anything that's factual. You want to pretend anything didn't happen because that's how you save your own ass, but like, there you go. Now, why do you think Varys is real all of a sudden? Is it because you drank a bunch of booze and now you forgot what your narrative was? I'm confused, man. Do I want to get another cola? Yeah. Anyway. I questioned that, by the way. It's like, huh.
Put a rig in! Fly
Show us where you talk to
Spanish
NWB. I want to see it.
Alone as I see it, sir.
What do you mean? Melissa says, show us where you talked to NWB. I want to see it. I mean, alright, I'll make that video after the stream's over. I already got this. I've already leaked some of it. Imagine being that insecure. He's like, wait, are you insecure, NWB, because you know that evidence might exist? He's like, show us where you talked to NWB. Why are you pretending you're not him? We already know it's you. But now you're like, show us where you talked to him. He thinks we don't have it. It's okay, it's okay. I'll let you act stupid for a few hours. He'll probably do something else on YouTube about this too. He usually does. If not, he'll be hiding from the JCap shit yet again. Also, that's another thing too. There is a screenshots of videos of you promising to KILL 15-year-old girl though. No, there's not. What the fuck are you talking about? That would be very hard to miss. And plus, I never threatened to KILL anybody. I said if someone's gonna be on the... Okay, so I can tell you what I said, because A, I'm not ashamed of it, and B, it's actually how people would react. So there's this person from the sector, another troll community, mind you, who revealed to the world that she had been lying to people for years. She had been pretending she was 20 when she was actually well below the age of 15. Where are the parents in all this? I don't know. Okay? Instead of everyone removing her from the group, they just let her stay, knowing how vulgar and depraved these communities truly are. So, first thing I gotta question is, why are they not banning her and removing her from the equation? You know, so she's not around all of that degeneracy. Being that that's kind of the rule of thumb. Pretty sure it's up on NWB's channel. Yeah, because he lifted it off of my Rumble. Duh. But anyway, so it's funny because I actually did this from the get-go too, before anyone else even remotely cared. That's the only reason they know. But anyway, so when it came out, I had reached out because they already told me they were 20 when I had suspicions earlier on. So now I'm asking, are you lying again? Is this some kind of bait thing for drama and clout? Is this like one of those sector things where they pretend when it's not really the case? I would like to know what's actually going on. I leaked these messages before anyone else had them, okay? Timestamps will show that. So, read them and wait, bitches. But anyway, I also believe in transparency. I'm not going to sit here and hide things, because that also makes you look guilty too, right? So, and I have no reason to. I did nothing wrong. So I asked she would finally tell the story of that she had been lying for years. I asked, did Shaggy ever know? Nope, he did not know. Well, Shaggy's absolved. Because if he didn't know, and he's very upset about the whole thing, because honestly, you know how bad they all look at that point? Shaggy actually hit a fucking soul, okay? And I don't know how Shaggy's doing. I've not talked to him in a minute because he's been kind of quiet, I've noticed. I don't know where his YouTube is anymore. I don't feel like looking right now either. But he was never the bad guy. This Raven person was lying to people and then baiting them in. I will get to in a minute. Melissa, you asked me a question. Yeah, why didn't you ban her? you talked to her after she told you she was 15. Well, first of all, I posted these messages so everybody knew what was going on. It was my own little investigation, right? There was no reason to ban her because she wasn't in our chats. She was not in my Discords. She was not in my DMs. There was no place to ban her, you fucking moron. NWB, your stupid is clearly showing yet again. But anyway, so I did my little investigation. She was, in fact, a minor. I didn't have a lot of interactions. I was usually on Shaggy or Axel streams, and that's the only time we really ever interacted. There was the few times I asked her, hey, so what's the truth here? What's really going on? Now I find I'm being lied to as well. There was never any... I can share you guys mine. I know, I think I already did, actually. Yeah, the Rumble already did. But, I find out that she's actually a piece of shit. Because if you're going to sit there and lie to people about who you are, and then you reveal what you are, and her goal was to go out in a flame. She was doing this for attention, and that was it. You know, like those fake-ass bitches from the Me Too movement that ruined the entire thing, because now the victims don't ever get seen, because the people pretending they're victims for attention. That's what happened, right? She was in your Discord DMs, LOL. Well, yeah, I leaked those, and there was nothing incriminating, so... But she wasn't in my Discord. There's nowhere to ban her from. You don't understand how Discord works, clearly. So anyway, I told her straight up, if you're going to be in these troll communities and you're going to continue doing what you're doing, you're going to piss off people and you're going to get fucking curb stomped. Because there are people who do not handle being trapped like that. That's entrapment, by the way. It's where people will show up, they will tell you something that makes you like, okay, it's another adult, I can talk to them, be goofy, whatever the fuck. And it looks consensual across the board. But then what they do is they, after a while, after we've had a conversation or whatever, whoever that person may be, would then change their story and reveal that they were actually a minor the entire time, just looking to entrap people in a very questionable situation. Yeah, some people, I mean, yes, they'd be legally absolved regardless because the DMs would show everything, but then some people might go and actually curb stomp the bitch. That's not a threat. I'm just warning people that that is how people will be, and honestly, even I think she's scum for it. Anyway, so you wanted to KAL. Where the fuck do you get kill from curb stomp? It's not the same thing, and I never said I was going to. I said people would. Some people are like that. You're trying to bait people here. It's very obvious. But the fact that I leaked this before anyone else, because nobody else was covering this, and you're trying to make it something it's not, NWB, is this your only response to the fact that you threatened JCap and his family when he was 17? You're trying to be like, oh, but look at you, you're terrible. The difference between me and you, NWB, is that JCap was trying to moderate chats to keep you guys' sexual perversions out of the chat. When I did this, she was a piece of shit, and I wasn't making any threats. I said, people in the sector and troll communities in general are shitty people who will have a negative response after a point. As if a minor stays in a Discord to rile up dangerous, unhinged people, shit happens. JCap was not a part of a troll community. We're keeping you fuckers out. Because, you know, public YouTube chat or not, we're here to play video games, not listen to you try to find a way to make people look bad. And NWB, there's a reason why you run from the JCap conversation, because you're a goddamn predator and you fucking know it. But that being said, I never said I wanted to KILL anybody. I just noted how human beings can be when they're in those kinds of communities, and she was actively trying to piss them off. I think people can make up their own mind what you said on stream about the 50... I never said it on stream. That was never a stream, you idiot. But, I mean, that is true. People can make up their own mind. It's sad that you're the only one bitching about it. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to move on now. We've covered this in enough detail, right? Unless you have something new to bring to it. NWB. Why are you threatening people's families, though? You notice you're not answering that part? That's also how we know it's you. That little desire to deflect. You good, bro? Why are you afraid of that conversation? Anyway. NWB's a bitch. Actually, what you could do, NWB, is bring large-scale awareness to it. Make sure you include my original video, though. I noticed you didn't want to do that last time. Why are you so sad that you lost a 15-year-old moderator? That you would... I'm confused. Okay, so you say I talked to them on Discord and Snapchat. I have never discussed anything with anyone on Snapchat. But more importantly, can you verify that? I mean, you're accusing me, and that's fine. I love this, personally. But, like, because it's fun, right? Can you prove that? I mean, you're saying it, but do you have any proof? Snapchat's pretty easy to identify. Discord, I should be able to see something as well. Show us that. Like, if you're going to accuse me, show us that. Because anyone can lie, motherfucker, but pics or it didn't happen, right? And if you're saying this, and this is, I've never heard the Snapchat one before, so this one should be good. But also, you said I lost a 15-year-old moderator. I thought he was 17. Because you said he was 17. I'm going off whatever you say. If he wants to say there were 5, fine. We'll run with that. Because you keep changing your story. Whoa. What? How old were they? Because I'm going off what you said. When you said that there were 15, 17, 9, where the fuck the other numbers were, could you at least keep your numbers straight? Why did you dox him, by the way? You were doxing them, supposedly. Yes, it's on KF. You mean the hate forum that can't handle any opposing evidence? Yeah, that works totally. But what was the number? Because you keep changing it. And by the way, if KF is changing that number constantly, that means you guys don't actually know shit. And that's sad. Also, where's the Snapchat? Because I've seen my thread. I've never seen anything about a Snapchat. That would be very hard to dismiss. This is news to me, is what I'm trying to say. Can someone get a link from him that we can post in the chat? This is wild. I've never... This is new information. Also, how long you been sitting on this one? This ought to be good. You know what I mean? Does it come with like audio and video of me or something like that at least? They have faked this in the past, but they said it was Instagram, but it looked more like Facebook. It was fucking weird. They also... The name on the account was David, and it was weird because David was the stepfather of the person in question they claimed was receiving these, but then that person wasn't receiving it, and the person was 18. They were trying to make it seem like they were a pedo because they were supposedly interested in an 18-year-old, but the person's name was David. My name isn't David, by the way. What the fuck? My name is Jonathan Bruce Tibbetts, TiBBzTV, Johnny Tibbs, whatever the fuck. Nicknames, usernames, all that aside. But like, that also didn't make any sense. NWB, why are you LARPing as a woman right now, by the way? That's fucking wild. Nothing? Alright. Fucking wild, man. Every time I see Nightbot, I think he's come back to finally have a response. Nope. It's like wild disappointment. Like, I'm actually disappointed, man. You're supposed to be better at this. You've been doing this for how long?
This is a darling galley. 32 guns, is it?
I lost count at 40.
You've stepped up a rung. So, any luck finding medicines here?
Nothing round this spot, sadly. But there's a few wrecks yonder that ain't been scoured by nothing but crabs and coral.
I'll have a look.
Edward? Edward, is that you? My goodness, the West Indies is a compact place.
Hello, Bon.
Alright, these cutscenes are longer than hell. Let me read this. Melissa, N-word boy, says, in your thread, the thread where they don't like opposing evidence, noted. Okay, he says, and only you have claimed he was 17. He was 13 when you first GROOM'd him. 15 when he left you. That's not what you said a year ago, but that brings me back to my original conversation. We have you in that pinned comment of both the YouTube and the Twitch, by the way, threatening him and his family and making deals with him. If he was 13, as you claim, why are you making deals with a 13-year-old N-word boy? And why were you threatening a 13-year-old's family? I'm letting you pick the number. Because at the end of the day, I have screen caps of what you were doing to this person, regardless of what age you give me. I question that. Because you don't want to talk about that part. You are in my YouTube chat running your gums, but you don't want to talk about that. Do you hate KF because the truth about you is being told about you there, and you can't change it? What truth? You guys banned me from the thread because I had opposing evidence. It's on my Rumble, and you guys are mad about my Rumble. But more importantly, why are you evading my question about JCap and you threatening his family? You're saying he was 13 now. That's even better, actually, for me. So, like, why were you threatening a 13-year-old's family because he was calling you people out? Is that why you love Kiwi Farms? Because you can go over there and hide instead of answering that question? N-word boy? Your fucking name, by the way. That's actually your name. Why do you call yourself N-word boy? Oh, the pirate game can wait. This is much more entertaining. It's still a great game, but still. We're just going to do a diving bell operation. Come on, it's not that interesting. NWB, why are you getting so fucking quiet all of a sudden again? You do that every time I ask you. That's how we know it's fucking you. Every time you show up, you want to bring up all this shit. But when I ask you that question, and by the way, you're saying he's 13. Cool, fine. He was 13 then. You threatened a 13-year-old. You said you were going to go after their family and do things, and you were threatening their home and doxing them and all kinds of shit. You said that. So, and we have screen caps. It's in the pinned video. Anything you say now can be used against you in a court of law. Or at the end of a news. He told you this age early on. It's on NWB's community posts. Yeah, you're avoiding that question, I've noticed. And it is interesting me. So why was NWB threatening the supposedly 13-year-old boy? NWB says the boy was 13. His name was JCap, right? Verify that? So we know we're talking about the same guy, right? NWB says he was 13. Yet is in community posts threatening his life. Because he was in our chats talking shit about NWB and his pedo friend, Marks the Noob. But you don't want to answer that question because you know how it makes you look. And you think if you ignore it, people will just forget. You think, I'll forget. No, I'm not going to forget NWB. By the way, we know it's you. Because A, you're over here glazing the fuck out of NWB, but just like NWB, there's only one person that avoids that conversation. Everybody else just justifies it. You're actually avoiding it. Why did you threaten somebody that you claim is 13 and go after their family? That's what that picture shows. It's not the only video. We've had many videos showcased over the years because you keep trying to come back and be a cunt. But when I showcase that video, you don't want to acknowledge it. Why is that? Saw the video. The short. Oh yeah? What are your thoughts on it? Because NWB is being a little chicken shit, doesn't want to answer the questions because apparently he has so much to say. Show something, anything where anyone says NWB threatened me. Show it. You didn't watch the video, did you? You know what it is. You don't want to watch it. It's already in there. Yeah. If I were to click on the video, okay, check this shit out, and you guys really should do the same. My favorite part of all of this is how NWB, N-word boy, also known as Diddler Fuckboy. Okay, moving past all the insults, right? Oh, this may not be the exact one. We have to go grab the other one. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I forgot. This is the one that shows specifically that screenshot. There was one before that. We got videos about Modified Taco, Brandy calling them out on their bullshit, Jeremiah admitting he lied, which, by the way, lied on their behalf. Here it is. I found it. Marilyn Manson is a fucking legendary musician. I found it. I just can't. If I click on the video, it opens up some random short I've noticed. But if I open a new tab, it opens the right one.
Boy, the J-Cap. Chad wasn't the one WHO made a deal with you. I did, and I thought I made myself very clear to you.
That's AI reading out what you wrote to him. You made a deal with what you claim is a 13-year-old boy. But when you look at this video and it scrolls through, you see some very damning shit. There's also this one where he says, didn't you say JCab was 17 at the time? I believe this might be the one where we actually pull up. I know one of them actually do show it. What the fuck is it? I know I have one where it actually shows the actual response by JCap. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're not making this... well, where the fuck is it, actually? What the fuck? Because I know I have it. Is it this one? No, that's Chad Gaming. Stalking people. Threatening people to call them out. Oh, we could play that one, too. That's another great one. Let's see. Then we have you fail doxing 512 times in a row. 512 is an incredible number, by the way. I don't think they reported it. There's no way. That video was impossible to report, I guess the way to put it. Maybe I didn't put back up. Wow, hold on, guys. I may have dropped the ball here. Hold on, NWB. I got you, bitch. I got you. Hold on. We're going to type in NWB and click. Derek on NWB's obsession with Tibbs. Oh, yeah, let's put that one back up. NWB, you want to meet Derek again? That was always a fun experience. All right, X out of this. Sorry, guys. I forgot how many videos. I was putting them back up this morning because I finally said, you know what? They want my attention. Fine. We'll torch what's left. Oh, there we go. WB N-word boy threatens children on behalf of ranked material Discord. There we go. And then if we get this, and then my bad, guys. I grabbed the wrong video. Those were... It's a really good song, by the way, but if I play it, I'm going to get into so much trouble with Twitch after a point. God, that video screws him, by the way. That one's back up. Hold on, guys, hold on. Edward Boy's right. I got to really screw him over now. We got to put this one back up. Hold on, guys. I will be dropping DMs. So, let me see. Oh my god. N-word boy, do you realize something? You don't intimidate anyone here. We're just having fun with this finally. Let's see. I guess we gotta do visibility private, I suppose. What the fuck is it? Because I know I had it. What the fuck? Wait, maybe I didn't have it. No, I know I had it. Don't gaslight me. What the fuck? Let's see. And his whole... It's again what we've seen before. Yes, he was threatening JCap and his whole family. Oh, it is in that video? Maybe I just didn't see it because there's a glitch issue with short tabs on PC right now. Oh, if that's the case, then we already have it. We're good. We're good. I'm not super dedicated to this right now. I'm just really questioning why the fuck it's not popping out the way it's supposed to. Hold on. I'm going through my videos. There's a bunch of videos I'm stopping to take a moment to put these back up. Because I just figure why not. Oh, wow. NWB caught targeting Mr. Chaffin. NWB desperate. Put that one back up. Marshall got terminated. Okay. Calling out the predator known as NWB. That was 1,300 views. NWB of Cyrax Mutual's blind eye to sickos as long as they're not Cyrax. Yeah, that was a big one. And then Tibbs gang called the N-word. That was a funny as hell one. Let's see. Hold on, I want to see something work.
It is so windy.
No, that's not it. God, whatever happened to me, man? My hair changed over the years. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I got a little lost in translation there. William GH. LOL Modified has some nice snaps on tools for free, I hear. Oh, yeah? Modified's a piece of shit. If that was you guys that got him, I do appreciate that. Because, you know, I think it's a good thing someone's trying to. However, William GH, I will note here that even though I may have a minor shred of respect for you, a little bit, just because of you, between you and NWB, I think NWB is just fake and grifting off what you do. I think you might actually mean it, even though it took, I don't know, man. Like, I mean this with all due respect. I don't like you very much, because I think you're kind of a fake asshole 50% of the time, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, you left a lot quicker than NWB did. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I question you versus him. I think that you're, how do I put this? Not sincere in a lot of things. I think you're more so just trying to fuck with scumbags or people that you think are scumbags. NWB, I feel like he's trying to keep things going for his buddy fuckboy Mark's the Noob. And that's how it comes off, you know? But anyway, shut up and end. He says, shut up and END it on cam. After you. After you. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's see. So, NWB, or Melissa, he's a woman now, I guess. He says, you told you his age early on. It's in NWB's community posts. I have yet to see this. Mind you, NWB removes a lot of his posts because he's committing violations of YouTube term of service. He gets reported a lot for that shit, I've noticed. But anyway, show something anywhere where it says NWB threatened me, show it. How did you guys put it when I asked questions about who Cyrax was? Because I already know what's out there. Do the research, bitch. Anyway, let's see. Shout out Modified Taco, says Melissa, or NWB. Enjoy what is happening, LOL. Okay. William GLORYHOLEOG says, you still haven't END'd it? Why would I? You know what I mean? Anyway, he says, so they're trying to ask me to END it on camera. He hasn't, ha 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 ha. Why would I? Rank materials being destroyed. Why would I ever? Let's see. William GH says, Modified has some nice snap-on tools for free, I hear. Okay, I don't know if that's supportive or enemy-wise, but anyway. I just enjoy you crying, says Melissa. I'm not crying, though. That's weird. Weird delusion there. And then we have a guy called Corpulent. He says, good call, WGH, END it all, Art Lad. Are you guys really that upset I called out pedophiles? I'm very confused. I mean, you would think we're on the same side, considering our enemies with Marks to do were the same. Wait, are you guys... Wait. They always incriminate themselves when they're here together. So, do you guys really hate Marks to do, or Marks was ended by NWB? No, he wasn't. And that wasn't by NWB. That was by... what was his name? RC, I think it was? You guys had nothing to do with that. That was that guy. He did more work than any of you ever did. I mean, William, you did defect from rank material sooner than NWB did. You still took a while to do it. Is this why your fan bases are starting to not like you guys? I mean, I do peruse through your comments. I do look. And I find it funny that they're calling you guys out as fake grifters who don't have the original narrative in mind anymore. Why did you threaten a... I never did. Let's see. The Morbid OBESITY is doing it too slow. You know I read all comments, but I do know how to self-censor to keep it safe for all platforms, right? Let's see. By the way, is this part of your GAMPLAY gameplay? Gameplay and chill vibes only streams, LOL? What are you talking about? My streams would have been the same. William GH says, shut up and END it on cam. Why? Aren't you the same guys that don't like people calling out sickos anymore? Like you want to keep them around, I've noticed. William, why did you wait so long? I mean, anything past a day was too long. Why did you wait so long to defect from KF? Or not KF, KK. Canon Kickers. Why did you wait so long? It was like, I found you guys, or you guys found me, I guess, either way, in 2023. You didn't defect till 2024, 2025. And now you're asking me to END it or finish it on camera, I guess. Like, why though? Is it because I say too much? Let's see. NWB, it's also funny that when you were losing the argument, you went and got your buddies to help you out. Let's see. Believe what you want, LOL. I'm not believing what I want. I'm believing what I see in the screenshots and the old videos and all that. He's telling you, but you still can't figure it out. He wants me to self-delete. I get it, but that's hilarious. Like, why though? This is entertaining. Are you guys really that insecure about me? William GH, I gotta ask, why is your community dividing? Whatever happened to Marks? I mean, it wasn't you guys that took care of that. That's hilarious. You took credit for that, but everyone knows who was involved. It was actually RC. He was the only one who actually did all the work. You guys didn't. You guys sat there and grifted off it, acted like you were part of it, and that's how you guys save your face. Saving face, is that what it is? Hold on. Let's see. Because you deserve your TORMENT. But why? All I did was expose a few predators. April 23, I called out Marks the noob, and you guys dismissed what he was doing and saying about minors. There's no real denying that. You know, it's on record. So, like, why do I deserve to be TORMENT'd? If you spell it, that seems to be how you get around things, right? William Gloryhole -OG and Melissa, who clearly is NWB but couldn't handle this on their own. They needed their buddies to help them. It's fine. The more the merrier. You guys want me to... Let me understand this. You guys want me to end it because I exposed a bunch of predators and you're insecure about me still being here because I know too much? You won't explain it. You say I deserve TORMENT. You want me to end it, but you can't give me a reason why because you're a bunch of right-wing fucking bitches. By the way, you do understand that as long as you're here, I live simply out of spite because I know it pisses you off. Hasn't that been the entire goal? By the way, isn't that what It's Cinemas did? William Glory Hall, your It's Cinemas is showing. Because Cinemas wanted Mr. Chaffin to do that, and you guys acted all offended by that, but you're also actively doing it. By the way, you do understand people are screenshotting these stuff, right? I mean, to be fair, if you were really against all of that rhetoric, you wouldn't be in here doing it. Also, I gotta ask, because the timing could not be more incredible. I asked NWB to explain why he was threatening what he now claims was a 13-year-old. He did say 17, then they were changing it to 15. Now you're saying they were 13. I ask you, why did you threaten that person then? Why did you target their family? And the very next thing we see is Mr. Glory Hole coming to your rescue. What a name, by the way. But if there was ever any doubt that you guys were all in on it together with rank material, here we are. And then you say, believe what I want. Well, what I believe, based on the evidence, is that you guys assisted with targeting people because you're insecure about people like me have to say, yes, you keep crying, I live for that. Your crying stream was on the 25th. It was really, really good, says Melissa. I don't understand. Why is that the only thing you live for? You don't have a family or a wife or a job or anything? You just live to watch people cry on the internet? What kind of deranged, sick son of a bitch are you? Just out of curiosity. Like, I'm not judging yet, but like, one day everyone's going to laugh at you for this. We're telling you the truth, but you don't want to accept it. But you haven't told me anything other than you think I deserve it and you want me to perish. You're a bunch of right-wingers who want me to perish. Why do you get it out for a teen? You know, she said it. You actually, you want to hear what she said? Because I actually clipped it, put it on my channel as bragging rights. Here, you want to hear it? I'll play it for you. Play it right now. Right now. I think we can play this on Twitch. For evidence and archival purposes, we should be okay. I might have to listen to it first. Just make sure it's okay for YouTube or for Twitch. Because according to what I've seen, she does not say that. But anyway, let's see. Let's go see what it says. Know if it's okay for Twitch. If it is, I'll play it for you guys. Because it's hilarious. Because I love the crying, too. William GH, I gotta ask. What crying? It's entertaining to watch sickos cry. What can I say? But you guys are the sickos. You've proven that. By the way, who are you trying to convince right now? I'm very confused. No one cares, regardless. They don't care about what I have to say or what you have to say. People are just lurking and watching. But, like, aren't you guys the sickos for siding with Marks the Noob? Crying and SUFFERING is what it's about. But it's not... So, I think you're an idiot, because, honestly, it's not the same thing you said earlier. If you want someone to END it, that's not the same thing as SUFFERING. Those are two different things. SUFFERING is long-term. ENDing is getting out of the way and finishing it early. You can't have it both ways, man. So you're admitting to getting it out? No, of course not. I'm saying we have a video, and I do keep for bragging rights, because the bragging rights are, it shows that you're lying. Nice try, though. What's up with your name? It's the first stream I've done on YouTube. You know what? I gotta ask Corpulent and William and NWB. I've been live on Twitch every day for like 10 hours at a time each time. Why weren't you guys over there that whole time? Why do you guys not like using Twitch? Why do you not like restreaming the Twitch? Why do you guys avoid the Twitch? There must be some reason. You're the... William GH says, you're the idiot if you think we like Marks. I think you do. I also think you're only pretending you don't to save face. I also will note that you were cool with what he was doing with minors for a full 3 years before RC and other people called him out, and then you went there and jumped on it because it was a way to save your own hides. I mean, you haven't gone after Deus, and that was a heavy friend of Mark's. You don't go after fraud journalism. That's a heavy ally of Mark's. They say that now, by the way. HS That's O, currently a very open supporter of Marks the Noob. You guys don't go after them. Your whole goal was to get rid of all of Kiwi Farm, or not Kiwi Farms, all of Rank Material and all of Calendar Kickers, but you failed in that. Also, if Marks the Noob is really your enemy, why do you jump on everything he said? She said it. No, she didn't. I can prove that. I just gotta make sure it's safe for Twitch first, because it is considered adult content. So the question I have, Mr. GH, is here, because you're sub only on Twitch. No, I'm not. Because you're a coward. Yeah, well, you're a dumb chomo fucking loving piece of shit. Go back to your right wing forum. William GH, because I'm trying to talk to William here, right? If you're not a fan of Marks, if you're not a friend of Marks, if you don't like Marks, then why have you decided to keep his narrative going, even though he was the only one who believed it? You said Marks was a liar. If Marks the Noob is actually a liar, as you all claim, then why is this the one thing you keep going? Marks the Noob created this narrative against me because I called him out. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether I'm the sole reason he's gone or not, does not matter. Point is, he said all the things he said about me because he was mad when I called him out on this stuff way earlier on than any of you ever did. Now, sure, maybe that makes you look bad. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't really matter. Point is, you're keeping his narrative going. If you don't like Marks, William fucking Glory Hole, then why are you keeping his narrative alive? You're either a big Marks fanboy and want to keep his work alive, or you hate him and you're just mad I talk shit about you for being a blind idiot the entire time. What is it? And by the way, as for your comment, you say, we both hope he ENDs it too. I don't disagree with you there. Marks is a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. I've noted that since at least 2023. You were a little late on it, but I can appreciate you for actually doing something with your life. I don't know why in the hell you guys worked with me to have Cyrax confess. Well, the LORC never said Marks was a PDF. You're right, I did, and then I gave him the videos. I can show you the fucking conversations, if I haven't already. That's your claim. Marks got phone booked because I wanted to. You didn't do anything. And by the way, now you're taking credit all of a sudden. I thought you weren't NWB, so now you're also already a liar. So, if Marks, NWB, are you saying Marks wasn't a PDF? Are you saying RC lied? Are you saying Kiwi Farms is wrong? Are you saying his uncle also is not involved there as a predator as well? Those are some mighty claims, because I noted this early on, and you guys were spitting this all over the internet when you phone booked him. Granted, he was a predatory, gross, openly disgusting piece of shit. But, like, you're right, by the way. When Mark said, oh, consent, I called him out on that when you sat there and justified it. N-word boy. Nobody worked with you. I didn't say they did. I said I gave them videos they asked for. Everyone knows I have been documenting marks for years, and people said, what do you got? And I gave it to them. It's not quite working with anybody. It's just giving them what I have, letting them do what they want to do with it. It's nice that you're trying so hard to defend Marks by incriminating me. But if Marks was such a bad person and such a notorious liar, if he was such a bad person, why are you agreeing with his narrative? You can't have it both ways, you know. Give me one moment. This ought to be good. I found one potential gold mine video. I'm waiting for your response, by the way. Is this one of those moments where you all look stupid and have nothing to say? I mean, yeah, I banned Corpulent because his whole name is just meant to be an insult. He's just looking for an argument no matter what. But, like, you do understand, I never said me and RC work together. It's the same guy. Alright, so, NWB, I gotta ask. Besides calling all your friends, I mean, it's funny because you guys won't go to Twitch, and it's not because it's sub-only mode. It's you can't go there because they ask you to verify who you are. I gotta ask, why do you hate Marks the Noob? Any thoughts on that, NWB? Or Mr. Gloryhole, because I think that you're a big Marks fanboy too. If you weren't, why are you wanting me to END it? Oh. Oh, actually. Okay, so this is a quality video. He says, you still don't get it. Marks got phone booked for what he did to other people. Nothing to do with you. That doesn't mean shit to me. You said he was a piece of shit regardless. You said he was a terrible human being who did terrible things, and you called him a notorious liar. Speaking of Marks the Noob, here's one of Marks' fanboys. Thoughts on Shaggy getting roasted by Mr. Metiker? I don't know who that is. I also not really sure I care. Let's see. You were already told their sins don't absolve you. You're a degenerate, and the fact that they got doesn't change the facts. Frog Journalist, you told me not even 3 weeks ago you were a big Marks the Noob supporter. You care to make a statement now on that? Like, do you still hate Marks the Noob? Or do you still like Marks the Noob? I just want to hear it come from you. It's absolutely unsub. No, it's not. You're deflecting. You're being a bitch because you have to verify your accounts and you're just mad about it. So, Frog, do you support him or hate him? I just want to hear it from you because, you know, you say you support him in your little emails, your little love letters, right? But then in public, you say it as well, actually. And these people don't like him. I want to see your stance. You spew a bunch of bullshit, spew it here, you know what I mean? Ooh, that's a fun little thing. By the way, you guys gotta use your alt accounts. I can just throw them out. That's not a big deal to me. But, William Gloryhole, where'd you go, bro? You wanted to be a Marks fanboy. That's why you're doing this, correct? To which part? To which part, NWB? It's a lot there. Frog's Marks fanboy? Yeah, we know. It's weird that you're cool with him, yet you say Marks was a terrible person. If Marks was a terrible person and Frog for Journalism is a Marks the Noob fanboy, by that logic, you wouldn't like Frog Journalism. Interesting. It's almost like they're openly admitting that they're liars. You want to hear this video where she says the opposite of what you guys are claiming? It's a little bit NSFW, I think. Not really, kind of, a little bit, kind of. But it does showcase their claims to be a lie. So this is specifically Amanda making a statement on what you claim. You said I got it out, right?
Never happened. And oral sex? That never happened.
That never happened.
Well, I was...
Oh, here's Cinemas. Here's Cinemas.
I wasn't even going to touch on that, and I don't even think Cinemas did because he passed the text. Because that was...
Oh, wait. That's Mark's. It's been so long I forgot what his voice sounded like. Remember how Marx ran the supposed testimonies? How did those make any sense when the things they claimed were so insane? Yet at the same time, you say he was a liar. Either he was a terrible person or he wasn't. And I mean, if you're going to keep his narrative going, right? So what's going on with that? Hold on.
What was said in the text and stuff, so... Yeah.
By the way, if you guys want to know more about the situation,
That was said.
Marx says that's what was said in the text, but Marx was the one spreading that lie. Marx was a religious liar. You helped him do it, NWB. You wanted my attention. You want me to not play the game. We'll do this instead. But, like, think about it. If Marx the Noob was a notorious liar, a predatory person, NWB, or Melissa, says, I don't like the people Frog associates with, but we have common goals. What are those common goals? Because remember what my goal was? To get Cyrax off the internet. It's funny how your community, NWB, likes to call you out on that a lot now. Have we lost the plot? Why aren't we doing what we said we were going to do? When are we going to get Cyrax off the internet? I thought the goal was get rid of these people. To get them off the internet. You guys don't want to do that. And then you'll sit there and tell your community that was never the goal. If it was never the goal to get the predators off the internet and away from minors, then clearly you're not being very truthful, right? Now, if your goal is to help sick fucks, you've definitely done that. My goal was to expose a predator because she wouldn't stay the fuck out of my life. And when I found out what she was, of course I'm going to tell the whole fucking world. Then I found out that what Marx was, what Chad Gaming was, what Tony at Work was, what Cinemas was. You, on the other hand, sat there and dismissed it because it was okay. Now you're saying you don't like those people, which is very hypocritical because you like them up until the Bill Chaffin thing, which is hilarious, right? That being said, you don't like the people he associates with, but you dismiss that even still. I thought the goal was everyone at Candle Kickers and Rank Material. Now you're making exceptions to the rule. That's an interesting life choice right there. Remember, I don't have to do anything. I just have to screen cap that and make sure people can see it. So, are you sure that's what you want to say, buddy? I mean, remember, my opinion typically does not matter here. It's the people who will look at that and say, I thought NWB hated all of them because all of them were involved in doing it. Frog was in the Chaffin comment sections along with Deus, and you guys dismiss everything they did. I question that so much. Why is that? Why do you make exceptions? It's almost like you got rid of the people you had to, and now you're trying to reignite what they were doing. Imagine you spent your whole life trying to get rid of little old me. That's kind of sad. It's also funny how William GH says that was done by NWB. NWB didn't do shit to get rid of Marx. Ever, even once. That is the boldest lie. And William GH fucking knows it. He's like, Marx was ended by NWB. First of all, no, he wasn't. Marx the Noob was ended by the New Jersey fucking court system. Second of all, if you're going to take credit, at least provide some proof that you actually had more involvement besides their jerking off and acting like a jackass via live chats. Second of all, you're a troll. Your entire prerogative is to lie and take credit for things you never even did. That's what you get. That's what you people do. Also, Mark's a noob. I was calling out Mark's noob years before you guys were, and then you attacked me for being right. For those entire years. Now you're sitting here saying, oh, I don't like the people Frog Journalism hangs out with. You mean like Mark's the noob and his cohorts, right? but we have common goals. So by that logic, that means you would be friends with Mark Sanoob if it met your common goals. NWB, I know why you target me. I know why you threaten JCap. I know why you target and dox all my community. It's because at the end of the day, I was the one who got Cyrax confessed to being a predator, and you were never able to do that, and you still have never been able to. It's funny. You protected Cyrax. You copyright struck WGH and NWB. You were his brother. No, I wasn't. That was a job. And by the way, haven't you guys also done those same things to people? I mean, NWB was falsely copyright claiming people as early as 2 or 3 months ago. He was having a minor help him do it, mind you. WGH, it's not my fault that he sits there and does disgusting things to innocent people. Not all of them are innocent, but most of them. Let's see. Then you say, I protected Cyrax. No, I asked you guys questions, and you chose to threaten my cat. Mr. William GH needs to make sure I never find out who he is or where he lives. Because I will have the SWAT teams kicking his front door so fucking fast, and I will be there when they do it. Okay? It will not be a pleasant experience. But anyway, let's see. What was this other one? And then you were his brother. That makes no sense. But anyway, let's see. You can keep trying to pit us against each other, but it's never going to work. I know, because you're all a bunch of pedophiles, and the only thing you can do is stick together. We know this. By the way, I'm not trying to pit you against each other. I'm just noting the inconsistencies of your narrative. If fraud journalism, I'm sorry, that was not nice. I meant to say fraud journalism, but the force of habit is to realize that you're a fraud. My apologies. If the Muppet wannabe pedo lover is going to sit here and pretend he's enemies with William GH and NWB, that's always been ludicrous because you've always been on the same side. My goal is not to pit you guys against each other. My goal is to show that you guys are in fact together in the first place. You dumbass. It's never going to work. I know your IQ can't handle nuances like this, but that's why people listen to us. Like who? Other troll communities? They're not listening to you. Fraud, you have 96 subs. Most of them are your own alts. You know this frog journalism with a W in it is like the 90th one you've used? I know this because when I go to my actual tab, it'll show me all your other alts. You have that many. There's like 50 or 70 of them in there. It's a lot. It's probably more than anybody else at this point. You've subbed to yourself. That means you have maybe 20 people tops that are actually real in your channel. I know this because you guys are not quiet about it. It's funny as hell. Secondly, no one's listening to you. If they were, they would have tried something by now. You are not as powerful as you claim. Third of all, 22nd and a half, I don't fucking know. You are over here thinking I'm trying to train you guys against each other. That shows how little you actually know. Why do you think I'm pointing out the fact that they're still your buddies? That one makes no... What is that comment? Ban that one. So, the fact that you don't even realize what I'm trying to achieve shows how insecurely stupid you guys truly are. My goal is not to pit you against each other. My goal is to promote that you're all together in the first place. Because remember, your viewers are already calling all of you out. It's okay. That's the goal. We want them to see how fake you really are. Because then they won't believe in you anymore. Remember what you said? People always listen to you, but they'll never listen to some loser like me. Oh, watch how much that's going away, right? Let's see. I don't want you gone. I want the crying streams. Sorry I haven't cried in a while, man. You guys aren't exactly intimidating. So did NWB take your cat away from you too, or not? No one took the cat away. I had to make a difficult decision. It's different. I think Frog can tell you that he and his friends don't like NWB very much. Yeah. You guys want to pretend that you don't like each other now that you've already kind of admitted that you do. If you guys don't like NWB, why are you defending each other so much? You've even said you may not like who they associate with, but you have common goals. It's not really enemies, man. If you didn't like each other, well, I gotta ask, why are you working together? You know what I mean? Why would you work together if you don't like each other? That's a very odd thing to do. What's the goal? What's the mission? What's the operation? I mean, you've been open about everything else, including your pedo behavior, so, like, you might as well get open about this. Nothing. Quiet as the grave. I have an idea. We can take it down a notch. Bill C is smarter than you. First of all, no, he's not. He has to use the N word to sound cool, so he's not very intelligent at all. But the comment was END it. I think that's amusing that you think that's going to get you ahead. So I gotta ask, what is the end game goal? It wasn't the question I had, but it's one I have right now. Tell me this. Why are the RMKK people getting phone booked on the site where NWB is on? You do know what false flag operations are, right? You can sit there and act like you're a part of it. If we... Well, how do I put this? Okay, you're pretending to be cool with it because it makes you look good because you know you can't save them. They're, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not martyrs. Scapegoats. You lose them, they get all the punishment, and no one's going to listen to them because you don't want anyone to do that, obviously. That makes you look good, and it absolves you at least a little bit. And then when they're gone, no one will question your actual involvement if you hide it well enough. The only reason you're doing it there is because you want to make yourself look good. They were your friends, NWB, for years. Don't pretend that they weren't. You saw those videos about Marks very early on. Why did you dismiss them? Just because they came from me? If you believe what I say does not matter, then why do you have videos on your channel about me making Cyrax confess to being a predator? Specifically a pedophile. Apparently my word does matter, or your videos are fraudulent. Then again, your videos also say that Cyrax is not a predator, but he's actually just a paid actor. Which is even weirder, because I thought he was a predator. So if you're targeting me because of my involvement with Cyrax, and he's just a paid actor, he's not a predator at all, how does that make any sense? Aha, okay. Alright, yeah. But that has to be it. I mean, I'm not really sure, I'm just questioning your rhetoric and your logic. Is Cyrax a paid actor, or is he a predator? Because if your description says he's a predator, then he's a predator. If your description says he's a paid actor, and the videos say otherwise, I question this. If you're targeting me because you say he's a predator, well then that means you're targeting someone's personal life of what you claim to be true, yet at the same time you claim he's not a predator because he's a paid actor. If he's an actor, he's not a predator. So you're targeting me over a falsehood either way. My entire goal is to expose sickos, and even if you're fake, I wasn't trying to be fake about it. That's why I questioned what was going on, because you guys are sitting here saying, oh, he deserves it because he's a sicko. Okay, why do you say otherwise? Let's see. Tell us more about the alters. You know, the ones based entirely on lame video games and movies. Can you name some of these lame video games?
A surprise seeing you out here. I met Mr. Thatcher a month or so ago, and he offered to take me under his yardarms, so to speak. Says I must wash the hayseed from my hair before I'm a true pirate.
Well, good luck to you then. Worse men have become better under Blackbeard. Come off the wind!
So this person writes, also, why do you play everything on easy? Can't stand a challenge. I wasn't aware I was looking for a challenge. I was playing games to have fun. I'm sorry you don't understand that. You wrote, tell us about the alters based on lame video games and movies. Can you name a couple of the lame games and movies? Just out of curiosity. You deserve it because you're a sicko. I'm a sicko because I expose sickos. And I call you guys out for your dismissal of what sickos do. I mean, it's not really how that works, but I mean, alright, I guess. I'm not really sure what to do with that. Can you name some of these lame movies and video games? You didn't really want to... You just jumped from one question to the next without answering. So can you give us an answer on that? Where would the diving bell be? Find the medicine amongst the wreckage. I don't really know this works. Oh, there it is. Okay. Also, how is one a sicko for exposing sickos and questioning people who dismiss what sickos do.
Give me
It's a
more
very
sail.
odd thing to be a sicko for. How am I a sicko? If you had to lie about a lot of things in the meantime, how would that make someone a sicko? What really constitutes a sicko at that point? You exposed nobody. Neither did any of you if you think about it. And plus, I didn't have to expose anyone. They exposed themselves around.
Let's have a song then.
So at that point, you know, no one really cares. But I gotta ask, because, you know, low IQ, hilariously delusional? Wait! It can't be both ways. You say expose nobody, I'm agreeing with you. Now you're saying I'm delusional. What the fuck is it? Which one is it, man? You guys are fucking retarded, I swear to God. No, I question that, man. I question that. Either I expose nobody, and I didn't expose anybody. They exposed themselves. That across the board is what happened. Or, and hear me out here, you can't even keep your toilet clean, but you're a journalist and a hunter. I never said I was a hunter. How am I a hunter? This is spit on the floor some more and go bang TPE. I actually have a trash can right here for those purposes. So these are air pockets. Let's see. I have a trash can to spit in. That's because I have phlegm issues. But anyway, he wrote, can't even keep your toilet clean. How does that work? How do you know what my trash can looks like? Do you have pictures of my trash can? Or did you say toilet or trash? You said toilet. Do you have pictures of my toilet? That'd be crazy. Why are you keeping pictures of my toilet? It's a weird thing to do. Why do you keep it? Why do you right-wingers always have such insecurities with how another man lives? Yet you yourselves have issues yourselves. Can we see pictures of your toilet? I want to see if you do it better. I mean, that's fair, right? Is that a no? Why so quiet all of a sudden? Bro, I didn't even ban you this time. They're obsessed with you and crates, so I bet they think about your toilet a lot. Yeah, I think so too. We saw the photos. You're a slob. What photos? I don't recall any photos. I have never seen any photos of places I was actually living. I think I don't know what that word is, of your living places. Oh, this guy doesn't know how to spell pictures. NWB is European and a drunk, and he's also a predator. But remember, he also doesn't know how to spell, because he wrote pictures, P-I-C-O-T-E-Rs, picketers. It's not how you spell it in any country, okay? But he wrote, the pictures of your living places tells it all. What pictures of my living places? Every picture you guys had, I was either in a hospital, and Brandy took the pictures, and I had not had the ability to go back because I was in the hospital for so long due to depression that I was not able to sustain rent. You know what I mean? So by the time I went back, I didn't have a home to go back to. I was being called upon for wellness checks by you guys because of the harassment you guys put me through early on. Those pictures were not of my living places. There were places that Brandy totaled while cleaning up all my, putting all my shit in a box and stuff. I don't want to say cleaning because she sure as hell wasn't doing that, clearly. But, like, those pictures are not of that variety. So, therefore, if those pictures are not of my living spaces, then that does not actually qualify. Try again. It's a nice try. I'll give you points for that one. We've already been through these ones too, like it's like weird how many times I have to explain this, but remember, you can't argue with a right-winger because they're delusional and potentially stupid. It's okay. You're on YouTube. You think you have power because I opened my chats today. No, it's because we haven't had a lot of growth while we didn't get for last time. Hey, you mean you got 5150, right? Mm-hmm. For suicidal ideation. You live in filth. No, I don't. What are you talking about? I live a very clean life. By the way, if I'm not in any of those pictures, and Brandy is over here taking pictures of places when I'm not there anymore, and they're all being put in boxes it is, you do understand how that isn't logic, right? There's one over there. You don't bathe, you live in garbage. Can you prove that? It's a very weird claim to make when you haven't shown any proof of the... You say, okay, you say you don't bathe, you live, as in currently? Alright, where do I live? I'm not saying dox me. Well, you would do it if you could, right? But if you don't know where I am, then how do you know what I live like when you haven't seen the background in months? What do you use to patch up winners? That's a very inappropriate question. Also, I don't need to. It's usually in one piece. What the fuck, man? Makes sense. Right-wingers are also heavily obsessed with sexual degeneracy. Fuck you guys. But, you know, I gotta ask. Why do you want to know? Fuck. You guys like to pretend you're not sickos, but like when you ask a question like that, it's like, come off as a fucking weirdo. One bottle, huh? Every one of your past housemates has said you're unwashed. You said you're unwashed. No, I didn't. And no, they didn't. Brandy said what you guys said you wanted her to say after you threatened her for months. Marks and NWB and William G.H. did that together. But anyway, outside of Brandy, who else? Nobody? The two minors that Marks terrorized and then had them come on panel to say what he wanted them to say? Wow, genius. Then the one of them actually came back later and said, oh yeah, we lied. Brandy's text already had said that too, so it's funny as hell, but... Also, if they're admitting to lying, I gotta ask. Oh, God. If they're admitting to lying, then how does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, that isn't gonna make a problem. Like, oh my God. A lot of fast water supply. Let's see. Thanks for confirming the menu for 5150s. Thanks for confirming the many 5150s. Nothing to be Ahmed about. Ahmed? When you're... Hold on. Nothing to be Ahmed about. What's with a Middle Eastern name, first of all? I don't think that's how you use that word. Second of all, when you are a sicko. When you are a sicko, what? First of all, people are allowed to check in for mental health when they have depression. Just because you check into a mental health, I know that you're a drunk pedo yourself, and you think you know everything. You want to accuse everybody of being what you are. Fair, okay? But like in America, they do check in mental health facilities for depression, and you know, at the time, I didn't want to live anymore. But like, you know what I mean? So like, you do realize there's no shame in saying I worked on my mental health, right? The fact that you're against that shows how insecure and stupid you really are. You repeatedly said you can't shower. When I was in a place renting from a man named Bill Griffiths, who did not want to include it in the apartment I was renting from and paying for as an apartment. Yes, that was at the time. That was between, I want to say, August 2025 and March of 2026. Things have changed since then, by the way. Let's see. LOL. Everyone says you smell. How? I don't understand. The minors you TRRORIZED when you live with them. But I never did that. Also, you never showed these videos. Proof it didn't happen. Remember, guys, videos or didn't happen. Let's see. Cope and revise history. I'm not. I'm just noting the your own videos say this. That's the wild part. Your own videos express this. There's a shark. Your own videos have said this, by the way. Tell us about the broomstick. What broomstick? Let's see. How were you drugged and essayed? Why? So you make fun of me about that again? I'm good. You mean the apartment SSI paid for?
Any luck?
I found one crate hidden beneath a school of white spoiled.
A lot of smack.
Caution, burn off if you're...
Oh God, looks fun.
You guys like to talk a lot of shit about things like SSI, but you didn't want me to have a job when I got one.
We keep looking.
That's also in video. You're on the channel. The YouTube side of things, by the way. So if you're gonna target my job, how else am I supposed to pay my bills? You do understand that, right? Like, rent isn't free. You've never worked in your life. I actually did for about 6 months. And in the last 40 hours, I did note this as well. You said you never paid tax. Oh, I still don't pay taxes. That's fucking stupid. Fucking stupid people. And by the way, even if I worked my ass off just for you guys to target my job, why the fuck would I give back to a country that supports your asinine behavior? I'm gonna pay taxes.
Put on some sail.
Moron. How stupid do you guys actually... How dumb do you have to be to pay taxes knowing you guys are the ones who benefit from that? Fuck you guys. What kind of fucking moron? And now you're crying about that shit. Fuck you. No shame that you want to shower, wash your clothes.
All right, Jack, sing.
Wait. Hold on. This is a legendary comment by NWB. Let me make sure it's visible too, because it's actually hilarious. No shame that you want to shower, wash your clothes. For over 8 months, tar brown underwear for the win. So you're saying I'm a bad person because I wanted to shower and have clean clothes? Huh. Says a lot about you, you fucking slob. Jesus Christ. 6 months in 39 years. Well, to be fair, if you guys wouldn't target every single place before I can even get to it, Mark's helped you guys do it too, right? You've never had a job to target. Then what was McDonald's? Fucking... You're so stupid. You guys can't even keep your lies straight.
The wind is picking up.
It's also funny because when I ban you, you come under all your alt accounts like, please, look at me, Tibbs. You know what? No. I'm just gonna ban you because you're attention-seeking hell. NWB, it's back to me and you.
Anchor ahoy!
Oh, critical thing. What is up with that, though? You guys come in here and
lose some sail. We move.
Let's catch some wind, lads.
Up until, you know, a certain point, we were just in here playing video games. I noticed this, by the way. When we're on Twitch, they are nowhere to be found. Why do you guys not like Twitch? Show us proof of that job, pay stubs or anything. I have you guys admitting to targeting it. That's all the evidence I need. You showed up to a job interview not having showered in almost a year. That's not true. Because at that time I had a shower. Why are you complaining about this? I'm confused. You're a drunk. You go where you go smelling like a vagrant. Who are you speaking? Even still. But like, why do you care what I smell like? Why are you worried about my body? You're a right-wing fucking weirdo who likes little kids. Why are you worried about me? Also, why are you, NWB, a drunk idiot from across the world, pretending to be a woman named Melissa? Who are you trying to bait lately? That that's who you are now. Is this the real NWB? Are you certain? Oh, I'm dead positive. He's already even said that in the chats. He's trying to pretend like he's not now. I don't know why he would even bother at this point. But like, question it so much. It's also like really stupid how they go about what the fuck.